yeah. I have been following it when I can. The reviews are very fun.
No, thank you.
Welcome to a world of thrills, a world of drama, of capes and tights, a world where death is a rolling door. Welcome to the Geek Matrix.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Geek Matrix DC Comics Review Show, episode number 279. My name is Rob.
No.
What?
280.
What?
280.
280. I swear last week I said 278. All right, 280. We are here every week talking the week's DC Comics releases, and this week is no different. My name is Rob. I already said that. Joining me, as always, are my wonderful co-hosts, Josh.
I am not Rob.
Not Rob. And Brandon. Muted.
Uh-oh. But why?
There we go. Sorry.
There we go. Also not Rob.
Yes.
Yes. Hello. Yeah, I think I already did on my intro stuff. Yeah, we're talking about DC Comics this week. We'll probably talk about a couple other ones because there's fun books came out this week and last week. And I think we're all catching up still.
Yeah, we are
I'm almost caught
indeed.
up.
But this week we've got Green Lantern Corps number 12, Aquaman number 13, Batman and Robin number 29, Action Comics number 1094, DC KO number 3, and some honorable mentions of Court Children of the Round Table number 5. Still a great book. Wonder Woman Black and Gold 2026 special. Haven't seen that yet. And Supergirl number 9. And I know that my fellow podcast compatriots are definitely going to be checking that one out.
Yeah, I've been wanting to read it, and I nearly read it like second on my list after DCKO, but I was like, nah, I need to get the review books done first before I go and have my fun with Supergirl.
All right. So before we get into anything else,
yeah,
we were talking about us getting together at C2E2. Please, nobody. Potentially. Let's see.
So.
Brandon just said that he might not be in Chicago yet. So Brandon, Rob heard I might as well not even try now.
Always hypothetical. It was just something I brought up, and there will always be next year, because by that point I'll definitely be in Chicago. But
all right. But
and next year would give me a lot bigger time gap to be more prepared for this.
But it was very much for the moment thing. Like I just kind of brought it up when Josh and I were recording one weekend. But
I really hope that
still very much game to make it happen if the means permit.
I hope that it can. But it was it was set in Brandon is going through the evolutions of Dick Grayson. And his next appearance at a con is going to be Disco Wing. If we go together, we obviously want to go as some sort of a group. So if you're going as Disco Wing, who should I be?
Well,
the corpse of Jason Todd.
I actually, oh my God. I don't think I think I sent you guys this picture. There was someone at C2E2 who had a costume like that. I'm not even kidding. It's one of the greatest suits I've seen. No, not the corpse of Jason Todd, but a guy in a Batman costume carrying the corpse like a skeleton of Jason Todd. It's one of my favorite pictures. I gotta send it to you. It was so funny. And I had my friend Max take a picture with me next to the guy, and I'm like, you know.
Oh, that's fantastic. Now, what we should do. So Brandon be Disco Wing. I'll be a bloody Jason Todd, and Josh can be Joker with a crowbar.
Oh, I can do Joker.
And then every time we take a photo together, Brandon, you just turn around and pretend like you don't know what's happening.
There you go.
He's standing next to us, but looking off like that.
Yeah. Jason, where are you?
Fucking awesome.
I can hear you, but I can't see
you. Get all the upvotes on social media. That should be fucking hilarious. Oh, damn it. Now we definitely need to go. I never thought about doing the Joker, and I would have to shave my chin, and that bothers me, but
Hey,
Oh
you could
God, I
do
would
a
have to shave
huge
all of my
neck-
mustache and beard.
Hey, hey, hey. No, you don't. If Cesar Romero did not have to shave his mustache,
He
neither do
looks
you.
silly.
I don't care. It worked. It
Okay,
worked
give me
so
the
well.
hold on. Give me the year range of Disco Wing. I know you got it.
It's like
Range?
84 to like 87,
Yes,
88, wasn't it?
1983 to 19. Actually, I should know this decisively, but I'm confident saying it's like 1983 to 1990.
90. Wow, I didn't know it was that long.
Because the costume changes right at the end of a kind of bloated storyline called Titan's Hunt, and there's a whole convoluted story reason as to why he changes the costume, which involves a fake Starfire who's actually Mirage. Who, anyway, that's a whole other thing. I don't feel like going into that, but yeah, I believe it was around 1990. You know, it has to be before 1992 because when he shows up in Nightfall, he has that costume.
And the blue and gold new one, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. With the ponytail. God, why did everybody have long hair in the 90s?
you'd have to
In the
ask
90s.
our aged friend.
um hmm.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, we'll come up with something. There's a few different suggestions, a few different ideas we could come up with.
I suppose there's always Deathstroke.
There is always stuff. Hey, it works with Disco Wing,
It's
It
true.
does.
and I can very easily, like I said, be fat, bald, older Beast Boy from the Teen Titans cartoon.
But I will say this: I also had another idea where I was not going to be Disco Wing, but I was actually going to go as Speedy, and that could be an open invitation to one of you to go as Green Arrow.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Fab Five and like Josh is a shoe in for Kid Flash.
Well, we could do that too. I'm so down.
Oh, the Kid Flash costume would be hard to pull off.
Nah, I think he could do it. You'll have to shave, but I think he could do it.
Nah, I think Ollie would probably have to work there. I don't
You could
ever
pull
want
off
to shave
Ollie.
again. I don't ever want to shave again.
No. You never want to have that baby face again.
No, no. I hate it. I've had a number of accidents that you guys have been witness to, and it's not cool. It's not cool at all.
Yeah, that's yeah. Now that you mention it, I did forget about that.
It does not look good.
Yeah. Well, on that note, we will come up with a cosplay and we'll get it all sorted out for sure. So potentially look for us at C2E2 this year, if not next year. If not this year, I already have a free pass to Toronto Comic Con, so I'll be going to that instead. If we don't do it this year, so you can find me there.
Did I see D. Bradley Baker at New York Comic Con? I'm like going through my old pictures. I completely forgot about this. Just have a picture of him, presumably in Artist Alley, but I must have not said anything. That's funny.
Actually, speaking of Toronto Comic Con, Josh, I didn't mention it to you yet. The original cast
Oh,
of the
damn it, he's blonde. That's right. The original
80s
cast
Ninja
of
Turtles, the 80s Ninja Turtles movies, the live action ones, are going to be at Toronto Comic Con this year.
Oh my god, that's fucking awesome.
All four Turtles, April, and Shredder. All 6 actors.
That's so fucking cool.
Yeah.
You could only have made it better if Casey Jones was coming.
Isn't he dead?
And Krang. I don't know.
Was there an actor for it's been so long since I've watched any of those movies. Krang was even in that?
Oh no. I'm sorry. I was thinking fucking yeah, no, Krang was not in that. I apologize. My brain instantly went to voice actors.
Yeah. 1990. Well, it wasn't even 80s, it was 90s. Huh. Could have sworn it was 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. There's April O'Neil's there. Elias
Go
Koteas,
Ninja,
Casey
go Ninja, go.
Jones. Oh no, he is still alive. And he lives in Montreal. Why the fuck isn't he coming?
Good damn
Or
question.
no, he's born in Montreal. I don't know where he lives. Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Who knows?
Hmm. Yeah, who knows? I'll have to get him there somehow because maybe that'll coax you to come to Toronto.
Getting me to Canada is a lot harder than getting you to the
Wait,
United States.
Corey Feldman was Donatello?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Wow.
Yeah, you can get Corey Feldman to do anything.
Yeah. Oh shit, Sam Rockwell was in that movie. He played Head Thug.
Yeah, he was one of the
Oh, yeah,
bad
iconic
guys.
character right there.
Yeah. Oh, Kevin Eastman was in it too. Good. Fuck. Oh, wow. There was a character, an actor named Joseph D'Onofrio with no connection to Vincent D'Onofrio.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, in the meantime, looking the
Yeah.
rest of the cast up. Do we got any news to cover this week?
Yeah, I want to show off something.
Yeah, go for it.
I used one of my gift cards I got from Christmas at the bookstore. I picked up 2 new compact comics.
Nice.
New
Birthright.
Frontier and Birthright.
Love it.
Yeah.
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 I've read New Frontier,
Oh,
but
shoot.
it's such an iconic story, and who doesn't love Darwin Cook? I needed to get it.
Can't blame
But
you
I've
there.
never read Birthright.
Ooh, man. Oh my god. That is the best. I'm sorry, pardon my excitement, but I'm just like I wish
You've
I
never
could be
read
you.
Superman Birthright?
No, I've never.
I love that story so fucking much.
I've heard how iconic it is, and I was like, okay, I need to fucking read it.
It was like, and I remember because this was around a time when I was really obsessed with. I was probably, yeah, I guess 6 years ago now. Like there were the rumors that Mark Waid was coming back to DC, and everyone was like, no way, never. You know, not while Dan DiDio's still there. And then he left, and then he did a short story in some Dark Knight's Metal tie-in, and everyone was like, ooh, it's gonna happen. So I'd never read Birthright before, but I'd heard about it. And at this point, I was like, well, let me see what he's got. Like, I don't really know what his approach to Superman is. Like, I've read Flash, I love that, but
Yeah.
let me check it out. That book so fucking good. Oh my god. Oh my god. And it's not even just because this is like the first time you really get the emotional twist on the Clark and Lex being friends before they were Superman and Lex respectively. But the
Right.
way that Waid writes the rest of his supporting cast, like I love Lois Lane in that book so much. That's probably my favorite Lois Lane.
I mean, reading even the blurb on the back and hearing you describe it there, it definitely feels like Mark Waid's Smallville.
Yeah.
CW Smallville.
I will say the only
would make
thing
it
that
a
I
lot
was
better.
not as I mean I like the idea of it, but maybe I was not as keen on is they kind of twist the Superman was not Superboy. He went on like worldly adventures for a while and then kind of gravitated towards Metropolis. That's never been my favorite origin. I don't know. I always liked Superboy. So they kind of kept that going. It was like a soft reboot of John Byrne's Man of Steel, but much better. So
Right.
that's like the only thing I'm not super big on, but everything else is just it's perfect. It's perfection.
And also on that note, I was rooting through my dad's boxes in the basement, seeing what other comics I could find, and I found 3 of the 4 books for Superman for all seasons.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Another great one.
exactly. So
It's,
I got a lot of Superman reading today.
Yeah, Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale, if I remember
Yeah.
correctly. And it is a great time. Great time to be a Superman fan.
Oh God!
Even when I was in Midtown this week, like they have a whole rack, almost 2, of just Superman books. Never before.
Right on.
So it's a beautiful thing to behold.
Well,
And it's
you
not
heard
even
it here.
yeah, it's not even just like the same 5 books like All-Star Superman, what is it for the man who is or not for the man who is everything. Whatever happens to the man tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like the ones that you would what is that other one? For Tomorrow, like the ones you'd expect to see, you know. Like they had the Triangle era omnibus there, just chilling on the rack. I was like, this is
awesome.
the greatest day of my life. This and like Superman and Exile and Camelot Falls, the Kurt Busiek, Carlos Pacheco story, like all this stuff. I just like, I'm like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen. So much, so many diverse Superman stories.
Yeah. Well, so yeah, you heard it here first. Well, not first, but you heard it here, folks. Birthright is one of the best Superman stories of all time, if not the best. And you can get it now for $10 with DC Compact Comics.
And if you have a little extra cash to burn, I would highly advise you to get the deluxe edition they just put out. Beautiful hardcover. It sounds like a paid ad read. I wish it was. I don't even have a copy. I have my beaten up, crappy trade paperback, but I'm never giving that up for anything because it means the world to me.
Hell yeah.
But I would say if you want a nicer copy, get the hardcover. It's beautiful. I think it has a new forward from Mark Waid. There's probably some extra back matter in there too.
Always good.
That's the other thing too. I hope that compact editions keep some of the back matter because that was kind of essential. Like even my copy has that too, where it just talks about how Mark Waid views the characters. It's fascinating.
Like it was at the back of the book, or just like in the forward?
In the back of the book, and it has like character sketches and everything.
No, doesn't look like it.
Anyway,
the
deluxe edition does.
It's fun going back to that, and also going back to All-Star Superman, because if you look at the way that Mark Waid and Grant Morrison approach Lex Luthor, it's like the exact same, and it just makes you think what could have been if they had been able to successfully write Superman. But I'm not going to talk about the Superman 2000 pitch again. It's a whole other tangent. Anyway, I hope you enjoy. That's a phenomenal read.
Oh, I definitely will. Lionel Francis U art as well. Oh my God, is it ever good?
And this is like, I want to say right before he goes on New Avengers with Bendis. It's probably what got him that job. Not that he hadn't done stuff before, like he did X-Men and Wolverine. I say those like those are afterthoughts, but this is probably what ended up.
2003, 2004
yes,
for Birthright. So
it's
probably
what sold him to the masses.
Yeah, there's no forward in this either, but that's the thing about the compact comics. They're so cheap, and it gets you a completed story in the palm of your hands very easily in a nice, easy to read format. Again, not a paid advertisement, but you will. Yeah, I wish you will miss out on any of the deluxe edition stuff, like a forward and backup art and like cover galleries and whatnot. You miss out on any of that fun stuff, but that would definitely be more for like a diehard comic fan that wants that deluxe edition and wants all that bonus content. But if you're new to comics and you just want something quick and easy to read, fuck, I love these books. Compact comics are so choice.
See,
I have like 4 or 5 of them already.
Brandon, you froze, my guy.
I'm still here. I had to grab my copy.
Okay.
Turn my camera off, but
all right.
Anyway, this is my treasure, my beautiful treasure.
That looks well read, and I don't blame you.
It's been through a lot, mostly moving, but this is sort of what I was talking about, where it has like
okay, oh shit, that looks
kind of
good,
right up on Lex, and like I just like I didn't really read it the way I was supposed to, because I kind of read some of the back matter before I read the story, so maybe that influenced it a little bit, because I'm going through it and I'm like, oh, this is how he views Clark Kent. This is how he views like Lois and Lex, and then I read it, I'm like, I totally agree. This is exactly how I imagine it in my mind.
It's interesting that way, because then you get you come into the story with a sense of how the author feels about those characters prior to reading the story, and I feel like that might give you a better sense of what to expect out of it. You're not going into it starting to read and going, that's not my Superman, or wow, that's kind of odd for him to say, because you already know the kind of character that this is set up to be.
I mean, I kind
Yeah,
of went into it knowing how much Mark Waid loves Superman. So obviously there was going to be a little bit of bias. Like I just expected it to be at a certain quality, like treated with a certain level of respect. But I think having that extra content really kind of helped. Like, oh, okay, if that's how he thinks about it, I want to see how he chooses to represent it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it totally does.
Yeah, I just, oh man, I could rave about this book for a long time.
hell yeah, I can't wait to get into it.
Or,
Oh,
see,
please, please.
Brandon is all about the trades. Rob will push compact editions until the day he dies, and mini books. And for me, and I know this is like Brandon's like why and how, why and how. But the bigger the book, the bigger the edition, both this way and this way, the happier I am because it's got more shit in it. And like, I'm that weird ass
So like
comic
this.
book fan
Oh
like
God,
that. I'm that
yeah.
weird ass comic book fan that wants to read every single tie-in that he can, even if it's not related, just because it's got the fucking banner on it. I fall for it hook, line, and sinker, and I get pissed when it's not got anything to do with the story, but I'm still gonna read it
I
every
used
single
to be
time.
like that, and then I read a
Every
book.
single time.
I read a series. Actually, I read two series. One was called Batman War Games, and the other was
Mhm.
called Superman Our Worlds at War. And by the time I finished both of them, not at the same time, mind you, this was just like a compounded effect. Like I read one at one point and read another at another point, and I was like, I'm done. I don't like. Why am I reading this fucking story about Imperiex and there's a Young Justice tie-in where they're crash landing on Apocalypse? Who gives a fuck? I mean, it's kind of fun, but I'm like, this is a waste of my time, and honestly, I don't really care. And so you just have a lot of these events where it's very bloated, and I just could not be bothered to read that. So I'm like, you know what? Give me the essentials. Give me the like straight up story, or I don't know, give me death. Like I'm not into you know
No,
reading Raphael Thomas Paine.
I want the entire story, even the parts where it's mentioned in the odd book outside of it. I want every tie-in. I want cover galleries. I want character notes.
I like
The
that stuff
more the
too. I'm
better,
just like, you don't
No,
have
no,
to.
no.
There are certain things I just don't really feel like I need to read. That said,
I want
I'm
that
not
fucking book
allergic
so
to
big
buying
it's
on
uncomfortable
these.
on my lap.
Yeah, I'm not allergic to buying on these. Really, only buy them out of necessity.
Yeah.
Like if there's just no better way to collect it, because reading it is just a bitch.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Do we have any other
Yeah.
bits of news? Well, I guess we haven't started the news.
No, we haven't really started the news.
Just
On the just a couple more things of shameless plugs. Gonna mention it again. Brandon wanted me to bring it up because he's wearing that awesome T-shirt. And I love it. Been doing my weekly daily Green Lantern read. Onto issue number 8. I think I posted today of volume
I believe
2
so.
from 1961. It's just like such a story. I loved it the first time I read it. I enjoyed it as much the second time I read it. So yeah, I'm just gonna shamelessly plug that. Not every week, but it's fun. It's actually a lot of fun.
You're
I encourage
totally
people to
gonna do it
join
every
me.
week.
Nah, maybe when a good issue
We're,
comes around.
we're gonna
But I
make
encourage people to join me and read alongside me and just join in the fun and read every single Green Lantern comic ever made
And
for
where
like the
can we
next
read?
5-6 years.
Where can our loyal listeners read your feedback?
Green Lantern subreddit on Reddit. As listener, the username imok2814. That's IMOK in letters I and then M and then O and then K 2814 on the Green Lantern subreddit. It's swarming the front page because there's a post every single day. Day 11 today. It did showcase 22, 23, 24.
It's been a very fun post work read for me. Like I'll leave the office and I'll see there's something new, and I'm like, all right. Green Lantern number 6. What do we got today? Like, I'm not
Uh,
super familiar with some of the earlier issues, so this
Fair
is fun
enough.
for me.
I'm honored that it's like a daily thing for you. That there's actually been some recurring commenters too, and some people have said on the subreddit like, "Oh, I might join you and just read along, like read every
Yeah,
day as well." Like, all right, shit, I actually started something. That's pretty fucking cool.
I don't know.
I
I'm
didn't think
still
people would care. I was mostly just doing it for me, and then every other people started enjoying it. Like, all right, fuck it, why not?
no. It's a like genuinely admirable effort. Like the amount of the volume of material you have in front of you is. I feel daunted, and I'm not even reading it.
It's fucking bewildering. And me and Kirk talked about it a couple of days ago as well. Just the direction I'm going to go, and I'm still partially making it up as I go. I have the first I don't know, year kind of planned out. And then from there I just have to figure it out.
For your sake, I wish there was an easier way to read some of those Golden Age Green Lanterns, but yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. Because you
I'll
have
have
to
to
ask yourself, like,
figure it out.
how deep, how far am I willing to go? Am I going to really read 100 issues of all American comics just to read a
Not
10-page Green Lantern feature?
the Alan Scott stuff will be a little easier because it's just like 10 pages, where
Yeah.
the Hal Jordan stuff is like 22 to 25, sometimes 28 pages, and some of the dialogue is so fucking dense. And so 10 pages is going to feel like a breeze. At
Yeah.
least I hope so. I read a couple of issues of Golden Age Alan Scott, and even that was just, it was boring. It
I'm
is,
I have
yeah.
always really loved that stuff, especially Golden Age Superman. That's like
It
that is
depends on the
such a place
character.
in
It's
my
just
heart.
the Alan Scott stuff is very cut and dry. At least the
Yeah.
ones I read. It's just simple. Oh, here's a crook stealing this thing. Alan Scott beams himself into a building and knocks them out with his rings.
You have to
and
put it in
and Doyle
context too, because
calls the
like
police.
these
That's
are these are
5 issues right
yeah.
there.
It's like I don't know. The other thing is like I reading comics in a vacuum sometimes for me is not really something I can do. So I like understanding the historical context around it, but also just how these books were designed, like literally designed to be read. I say that as though they were diligently planned. Some of them were not, but like this is a 10-page feature in what is ostensibly an anthology book. So yes, the main lead is Green Lantern. He's the guy who gets the cover, but there's like 5 other characters that are supposed to be in there. So they're not really thinking too much about serialized storytelling at that point. So it's
Yeah,
very much just like 10-page story, GL catches a crook, the end, you know, or a racketeer
exactly.
or a German spy or whatever the story happens to be that month or 2 months.
Exactly that. But that's the same reason why, just like, all right, let's move on. I'll read it, but that's also why I'm doing it after issue 49 of Silver Age Green
Yeah.
Lantern, to like get through some more adventurous, interesting stuff before I get to the stuff that's kind of cut and dry, very
Right.
simple.
Let me think, like at
Um,
what point will it start to shift? I mean, I admittedly, yeah, some of those early Green Lanterns are not my area of expertise, but if I had to wager a guess, it'd probably be when Danny O'Neill takes over the book in the 50s or 60s, something like that. Because he doesn't start writing with Hard Traveling Heroes. There's like 10 or maybe even 15 issues or so before that arc starts where he's just writing the book. And that's where it's like, okay, there's a little bit more of a continuity here.
yeah,
You know, it's not like, well, anyway, you get the idea.
yeah. The one thing that's kind of piquing my curiosity now, and I need to read into it, because I didn't know that there was a period where it was just backups in the Flash until you told me about it, and now I have to go and see how many of those there are. And that's
So
gonna need to adjust my year
I
a
don't
little
think
bit.
it's as many as you think.
Okay,
Again, if you're
good.
following chronologically, but it's another one of those things where you have to put it in context. So the book ends in like 1972.
Yeah,
Basically, like the characters are not in limbo as established, but like it's basically not a book on shelves for 5 years. So I
Yeah.
can't say how many backups it had. I don't think it's that many. I don't think it's like 50 because I mean they're like Flash was like a bi-monthly title. But it begs the question, if you're really trying to go in order, would you then shift over to reading Justice League where Green Lantern was still appearing regularly?
That
No.
is a question that's been in my mind: is where do I put the team books? Where do I even bother with stuff like Justice League and Justice Society?
Yeah.
Would I count those? That's a question that's been on my mind, and
Okay.
I'll be honest with you, I don't really know. I don't think I
Do it.
would,
Don't do it.
to be
Okay.
honest
You're
with
gonna, you're
you.
gonna be reading endless issues of Justice League, man.
The
Exactly,
only
like,
reason
that's
why
the thing.
I'm gonna say, yeah, definitely I agree with Brandon here is because you are reading Green Lantern books. You
Exactly.
are not reading books with Green Lantern in them.
Agreed.
Exactly.
So
The
then
Flash
Justice
backups
League
with Green
doesn't
Lantern are exempt because they are stories
Green Lantern
solely about Green
stories.
Lantern. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
But
as far as reading JSA and JL and JLI and all of, oh my God, Rob,
Yeah.
you're
That's
gonna
too much.
retire before you do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, that's
but I
way
will
too much.
say that does bring up another question that we are kind of talking about. Do you then transition to the Action Comics Weekly features whilst
I would
reading that?
that is something I've thought about, and I do plan on doing those because those stories were also Green Lantern centric.
Yeah.
And there are a
And
couple of, as much as they weren't
yeah,
the most fan favorite stories, there's a couple of iconic stories there.
if memory serves correctly, those were also coming out during a period when I think the
No,
book
there was
had
no
been
book.
canceled at that point. I
Yeah.
think I
It
because like
was
sometimes
Green
in my head
Lantern
I'm like, oh,
Corps
it was like
224 had come out, it was
yeah, it was
canceled,
like
and then it was Action Comics Weekly or monthly or quarterly, whatever it
I
was, until
think yeah.
1990 when they relaunched it.
I mean, again, it's been a minute, but like those, from what I remember, those are just the Peter David Hal Jordan features. Like it's not Green Lantern Corps.
No.
But I just can't remember if that's like 1988 or 1989. I also just don't remember. Like I know
It's
when
around
Green
that
Lantern
area.
Corps gets canceled. I know which issue. I just can't remember when. I keep wanting to say it's 1988, but I don't know. I
Well,
guess I can look it up.
so we could run the math on this because Crisis was 85 or 86?
85.
85.
Yeah, 85.
So the Crisis tie-ins for Green Lantern were issues 185 to or 195 to 199.
Yeah.
And then after issue 200 it renamed to the Green Lantern Corps from 201 to 224 when it stopped. Right, so that's maybe about 2.5 years.
So yeah,
So that'll put it about
1988.
87, 88.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And then it was Green Lantern, or it was Action Comics Weekly, probably, right?
We'll see that. I
don't remember which, because it was
Okay.
Action Comics Weekly and it was quarterly, I think, right?
Well, it was weekly, and then I think it was quarterly because
Yeah.
okay, so I know this for a fact. Crisis happens. John Byrne takes over both Superman books. That's important because he's obviously writing and drawing Superman, but he's also doing Action Comics for a bit. But I know that there's a period, I think, when he leaves the book, or maybe is still doing features, that it switches to the weekly format, and that's when you have like Green Lantern and maybe Aquaman or something.
There was a few.
Yeah.
But I would need to, because as much as he's a weird ass character, I really want to read about Lord Malvolio.
I mean, if you're going through the history, I guess you kind of have to. But I'm kind of like, skip.
Most people would,
really
but ever since I had the Versa system card of Lord Malvolio, I've been curious about him.
But I kind of felt that way about No Disrespect, but I picked up the that trade of the hardcover of the start of the Steve Englehart Green Lantern Corps, and I'm like, I don't really want to read this. I open it up, and it's like, Hal talking about how much he loves Aricia, and I'm like, can we not do this, please? I really don't want to. And it's so much worse if you've read that original Tales of the Green Lantern Corps miniseries, because
Yeah.
it just like it makes me feel kind of sick inside. Because every prior Arisia, I don't want to get into this, but it just like the way that took a
Yeah. It's
turn just makes me feel
not
sick.
great.
And I wouldn't even bring it up if it wasn't such a big part of the status quo at the era. Okay, like,
Yeah.
I would be willing to
It's
look. I shouldn't. I'm not gonna say that. You shouldn't look past it in any way.
no.
But it might be
Should
one of
not
those
look
things
the
that
other
like
way.
I would try and just not think about if it wasn't so front and fucking center.
Right. And for listeners that might not know what we're talking about, for context, Arisia, when she first debuted in Tales of the Green Lanterns, was by her species or by human standards, I think around like 15, 16 years old by Earth standards.
Physically, they
Her
later try and explain that one away. I don't.
her
Yeah.
species, from what I could be misremembering this, there's another explanation here as well, but her species considers that as a more adult level. But for Earth standards, she's still like a teenager.
He also said something along the lines of like by Graxosian, because I think that's her home planet, Graxos. Like by
Graxos
Graxosian
4.
standards, a teenager on Graxos is equivalent to a human on Earth, and I'm like, pause.
No,
That's
not.
not how that works. I don't care what kind of alien logic you're trying to BS your way around here. Also, like literally physically, she does not look like an adult. So
physically, she looks like a 14-year-old.
Yeah, and it's worse because they tried to have Joe Staten, the artist, kind of draw her as a little bit older.
Well, here's the thing about that. Here's the thing about that.
gross.
There's an issue somewhere that you might not have seen, where she becomes rather smitten with one Hal Jordan.
Yeah.
Hal obviously does not reciprocate, but then she uses her ring to make herself look older by human standards.
Oh, that's
and
what it was.
Gives her an older adult looking body, despite the fact that she's still 15, 16 in human years, still adult like in Graxos years, but gives herself a more adult appearance with the ring. And that is when Hal turns around and be like, "Oh, Arisia, you look so much nicer now." And they enter into a sexual relationship, and it's just
let's not talk about this anymore. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like,
there's two characters in comics history that will never live down their past atrocities, and that's Hal Jordan, pedophile, and Hank Pym, wife beater.
Yeah. Oh, Hank.
Oh, Hank.
Yeah.
Although I will say with Hal, they've very much brushed that one under the rug.
They have. Hank is still kind of part of his character.
Hank is still dealing with this.
Like the Battle World miniseries that just ended this week, that was brought up during Battle World. So yeah. But Hal, like, I don't think it's ever been properly addressed in DC Comics that he had relations with what was essentially a teenager.
Yeah, because she died, and they kind of were just like, okay, well, that's that.
Yeah, and then they brought her back, and she was actually an adult.
Yeah,
and never mention it again.
Anyway, I'm not saying that to completely shit over all the Steve Englehart Green Lantern stuff, because honestly, after he takes over whatever issue that is after Len Wein, like it's pretty good, and I like stuff with John up to 200.
There's some iconic stuff during that run with John becoming a fully fledged Green Lantern and meeting Katma, and we get introduced to Salak, and Kilowog becomes a communist in Russia. Like it's just fun shit.
It really is.
Yeah. Which I have not read that issue. I am dying to. I really want
very different character in that era. Kind of soft rebooted him after the late Green Lantern stuff of the 90s. He's like more of a buffoon in those early Green Lantern Corps issues, but
much more frog-like than he is today.
Yes,
Yeah, he went from buffoon, Russian communist to charring green skeleton.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay, so that's it for my shameless plugs. I have a question because I picked up a couple of things today. I want to know, and I'm about to send it in our chat, but also show it on screen. What y'all think of this cover I picked up of Absolute Green Lantern number 10?
uh, well, if I can see it.
Well, I sent it in our chat as well.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
Very cool.
right. Josh, what do you
That
think?
who is
Pretty good
that?
to bring up. That fucking costume of Batman with Jason Robin is beautiful. That looks like Raleigh Rosmo. I'm not a fan.
Yeah, same.
How do
thing.
you figure?
The face and
The-
the eyes and
Perspective, yeah, and the shape, the anatomy rather,
Well,
kind of
shit.
similar, but has
'Cause
that sort
it
of.
is Riley Rosmo. I
Yeah, I
thought
figured.
it's not Bean Face, so I thought Josh might like it, but it is definitely Riley Rosmo. I thought I could trick him.
no,
Love the
absolutely
colors, it's
not. It's his art style, man. It's not
Yeah.
just saw one thing and then hate him.
No, it's fuck, I love that cover.
Yeah, no, it's really good.
Yeah. And I also picked up this little beauty today.
Ah, Spider Boy.
Yeah.
Man.
I missed the solo facsimile.
Oh yeah.
Unless I did get it and I just forgot. But Spider Boy Team Up came out this week, so I picked it up. Or was it last week?
That might have been last week. Yeah.
Might have been last week. Either way.
Because I think they were putting out that in the Superman Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah, which I have a question. I know it was Treasury Edition. Are they all fucking massive, or is
They
there a normal
are
size?
massive. Like, I mean, it is literally, it is, what am I trying to say? The dimensions are the exact same as the version from 78. So,
Oh shit, it was that big
give
back
you a-
then too.
yeah, to give you a sense of it, I really need to put this back in the sleeve, but it'd be about
That's how
this
big it is.
Yeah.
Okay. See, I saw it in the shop. I'm like, shit. Okay, I didn't want
Pretty
something that big. And my shop was selling it for like $25 or something like that.
That makes sense. That makes sense. I don't
Yeah.
really read this.
Well, that's one I'm not going to get because I do not need a book that big.
Says you. You can always have a book that big in your collection. In fact, you can have
would
bigger.
love to. No, I don't have the shelf space, dude.
Neither do I, but I make it work. You know, you find
I just barely have a way to fit in the Batman first night and second night. Those prestige editions are big enough.
Oh man, look, there are many ways. Get yourself a tub. Get yourself some kind of short box. They do fit in there. I've made it work. There are ways. There are ways.
There's where there's a willpower, there's a way.
There's a will power. There is a way.
Yeah. All right, so that's about it for my shameless plugs. That lasted a lot longer than I thought it would. We can get into some actual news now.
Can I do one shameless plug before?
Oh yeah, go for it.
Which I'm very excited about. Because I haven't bragged about this one yet, and you're the only people I can brag to. No one else cares in my life. But I was at a comic show in wherever it was, like 3 weeks ago. This was before Christmas, and I want to say this is one of the coolest things that I own, but I feel like I say that a lot. So anyway, I'm gonna stop burying the lead, and I'm gonna show you something that will make you maybe jealous, or maybe it won't. I don't know, but I think it's pretty cool because I get to look at it every day. This is my copy of Teen Titans #1. Again, I want to say this is the coolest thing I own, but I don't know.
It is. I can tell you right now, it is.
Dude, that's the coolest thing I own, and I own it by proxy.
I mean, if I die, I'm leaving it all to you two, because you're the only people who would ever like actually treat it with care.
What's that next one there? Is that #2?
That's #2. Oh man, I haven't told you guys about the project. I don't want to take too much time with this, but so some time ago I finished collecting my new Teen Titans collection, and I felt really sad. And I was like, well, now what do I do? My life has no purpose. Um, so I, I mean, I had a few issues of Teen Titans, but I just never really thought it was a possibility of collecting it because they were always kind of hard to find, and some of them can be pretty expensive. But there's this new store that opened somewhere in Bay Ridge, which is a neighborhood near me, and they had like 4 issues of the old Teen Titans series, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I should stop being sad and see if I can't collect the first Teen Titans series. See if I can like build a connective tissue between the original Teen Titans series and the new Teen Titans. And if I could do that, like I could just read them all as one, like one long story. So that's basically what I've been doing since like November or something. So I have quite a few actually. I'm not storing them very well, so I apologize. But yeah, no, number 2, 5, 6, 7, basically 6 through 17 or something. And then I'm still missing 18 and 19, 21, and then that's pretty much up to like 26. So
Damn.
quite a few issues of the original, but they've definitely been devalued over the past few years because I remember it was like impossible to find these in like 2017 or something without paying $30 per issue. Now it's like selling for like $5, maybe $10 per issue, which is not super cheap, mind you, but definitely a downgrade. So I don't know. Like if
I
you're,
thought they'd be a lot more.
I mean, yeah, I was surprised. So if you're interested in collecting old issues of Teen Titans, like now's the time.
No shit.
Yeah. So, yeah, I guess I never mentioned that. That's been my next project. It's been seeing if I can. I think there's like 53 issues of the original series. So, if there's a way that I can build up that entire series, it'd be pretty cool.
Fuck yeah.
Who knows? Maybe that'll be my project. I'll just have all the issues of Teen Titans one day. But anyway, I was just looking at it. I was like, I haven't gotten to brag about that one, so let me just do that so I don't feel left out.
Man, that's fucking awesome, dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a heck of a project.
Oh man. One day.
Maybe it's C2E2, you'll finish it.
That'd be awesome.
To find some retailer like, you want 10 books? All right,
well,
50 bucks.
I would say that the hardest one, I mean, I always think the hardest one is impossible. It's like, oh, I'll never find it. And then fate blesses me as she does not bless me in other ways. But the hardest one, I guess the goalpost that has been moved, the new hardest one is, I think it's Brave and the Bold 54, which is not the first appearance of the name Teen Titans, but is the first crossover of Aqualad, Kid Flash, and Robin.
Right.
That one seems to be pretty difficult to snag at a fair price, but
well, any Brave and the Bold is going to be hard to find these days.
Yeah. Oh man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that and Showcase, dude.
Oh god,
Showcase?
Good luck finding any Showcase.
What the fuck? Like, I own one issue of Showcase, and it's Nightmaster, and I like Nightmaster, but I'm like, come on, like,
why?
This is I saw one other Showcase at New York Comic Con. I think it was Bawana Beast, and it was like a 3rd appearance, and I was like, I don't really care that much, but yeah, I'm like, why are they so hard to find? Like, even later issues of Showcase are hard to find. What's going on?
Yeah, really. And just people sit on them, I guess, and nobody wants to sell them.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know.
They look up a few key issues of Showcase number 4, Showcase number 22, and they're like, oh shit, these are going for thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Maybe the Showcase number 37 is going to go for $1,000 as well if I sit on it for 10 years.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
You never know who's gonna want the first appearance of Bawana Beast. Or, the Sea Devils.
I bet there was a brief period in the early to mid 2000s when Bawana Beast first appeared on Justice League Unlimited, where that issue probably jumped like $50.
Oh my god, I would be astonished if that happened, but you never know.
Or when Freedom Beast first appeared in the Justice Society or Justice League of America later on.
Actually, I'm mildly curious now. I want to see how much.
Excuse me.
No.
Oh shit. Been trying to sneeze
Speaking
like
of
that all
obscure
fucking day.
niche characters that most people don't care about, but actually one of them did have a pretty long run. I do kind of want to get into some of the news we have for this week because one of them
Yes.
I'm very excited about. I
Yes.
already got my my more shit to brag about to talk about this new book.
Hell yeah.
So Rob, I don't know if you want to kick it off.
Yeah, I'll kick it off with the news that nobody cares about. The Spider-Man Venom crossover coming up in March and April. More news came out of that this week from Marvel in a press release, including basically on an advertisement for it, which will showcase the debut of Peter Parker, the Amazing Spider Carnage.
Ugh,
What the
boy,
fuck?
we've gotten to that point.
Yeah. Considering Eddie Brock is currently Carnage and not doing anything besides palling around with Bucky and a couple of other new Avengers, I'm curious what the fuck's going to happen there.
Yeah.
That crossover is supposed to take place in ASM and Venom, but Eddie Brock Carnage is supposed to be involved. It's the three characters kind of meeting up again. My curiosity's peaked. I'm going to be honest, not because of Spider Carnage, but because of the crossover in general. Like Venom has been kind of fun, despite some people thinking it's controversial with Mary Jane. And ASM has actually been kind of fun the longer I read it.
Might have to give that one another chance.
Yeah,
dropped off.
like that first story arc was really just set up, and it kind of shifted in a new direction rather abruptly. But once it went to that new story arc, which did follow the first story arc, but once it got into that new one and it split into two different stories, it was actually a lot of fun. Story with Peter Parker in space and another story with Peter Parker and Spider-Man on Earth. But it's not the same Peter Parker, and Peter Parker and Spider-Man are not the same person.
Interesting.
So there's a bit of a mystery there. But Peter Parker, the real Peter Parker, is up in space with basically his own team of Guardians.
Yeah, I've seen some some panels from it. Looks like kind of interesting. I'm glad that Pepe Larraz is still drawing the book. That makes me happy.
Yeah.
But
it's Pepe Larraz for the space stories, but it's still JRJR for the Earth-based books.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know. I might have to jump back. I basically have not really followed a Spider-Man book in almost 4 years, consistently. So
yeah.
Been a while.
That's why I was really willing to give this one a chance when the new creative team came on, and I'm kind of happy I did because like I said, the longer I read, the more I enjoy it.
I'm glad it's getting better. Yeah. It sounds that way.
So with that, it gets me a little excited for the crossover because I'm curious what the fuck's gonna happen.
Yeah, I'm just like that. That initial description did not sound good. It's good to hear that the book is in a slightly better place.
And like I said, all new Venom has been, it's niche, it's different, it's weird. It's not your typical Venom, but it's fun.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's good.
It's like Venom, but lighthearted, which is such a departure from Venom we've had over the past 10 years.
Yeah. And that's also another one I kind of want to check out. Yeah. But my exposure to that book mostly has just been people reposting panels on Reddit where Paul gets roasted the fuck out of whatever. That's really the thing that's endearing me to the book. And
it's been so much fun.
Read this. Yeah.
And it's mostly Dylan Brock that's doing it. And it's just every time it happens, I laugh my ass off.
Dylan I can't even remember all the things that he said, but it's just you're such a fucking loser, Paul.
Yeah.
I barely read that previous Spider-Man run, and even that's given me life. So
yeah, it's warm-hearted feelings.
I take any and all Paul hate.
So with that, I'll swing on over to another Marvel press release about Spider-Man. We already know that DC in March is releasing its next DC Marvel crossover with Superman, Spider-Man, but Marvel in April is doing Spider-Man, Superman, following suit with Deadpool, Batman, Deadpool.
Be expected.
With their own set of creative teams and stories. So we will have Spider-Man, Superman, written by Brad Meltzer with art from Pepe Larraz, fighting Lex Luthor and Norman Osborn together.
Yeah.
So right away, that's got me. Brad Meltzer.
Brad Meltzer is such an out of left field choice. Like,
It is, but
basically
like
only does
you know how I
anniversary
feel about
celebrating
his
stuff.
Justice League run.
Yeah, yeah. So
And
it would be
knowing
nice
he's
to see
doing
the stuff.
Spider-Man and Superman fighting Lex Luthor and Norman Osborn, two of the greatest supervillains in history, golden,
Yeah.
in my opinion. But like, I think that's gonna be fucking wild. Next up, we will have Dan Slott and Marcos Martin writing a Spider-Man noir story encountering Golden Age Superman in the original 1930s. As the not really self-proclaimed, the article proclaimed industry powerhouse Jeff Johns delivers his first Marvel story in over 20 years, teaming up with Gary Frank, of course, having the Super and Spider families fighting each other at the behest of Mysterio.
Yeah. It was very funny seeing like some people be like, what do you mean first Marvel story in 20 years? When did Jeff Johns work at Marvel Story? Or when did Jeff Johns work on Marvel stories? And I got to really do some actuallys in the comments. I didn't because I had no time, but in my mind I was doing that.
You did, yeah.
You don't even know. You don't know about Red Zone. You don't know
Right.
about that She-Hulk arc. You don't know. You don't know about
Exactly.
Morlocks.
Oh,
Yes,
no.
that's a real thing. You know, Morlocks miniseries with Sean Martin Brow. I'm not kidding.
Oh, I remember, yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
He did a Thing miniseries. He did a Vision
I don't remember
miniseries.
the Thing miniseries. I gotta check that out.
Look up the Thing Freak Show. It's him and Scott Collins. Like, it sounds like these are just because all of these are people he work with at DC. So it feels like I'm just making this up. Like, oh, these are just projects that I'd like to see. No, they really happened. It's kind of crazy. So yeah, it was like a brief little period, I guess, where he was still freelance and Marvel was throwing him work. What an interesting time. But it's funny how that all worked out because there were a few people who were there who basically were just like to Marvel. And we're like, I'm not working here. Joe Quesada's an asshole. Bill Jemis will let me do what I want. So Grant Morrison fucked off. Brian Azzarello fucked off. Greg Rucka fucked off, I think. They all just ended up leaving and went to DC in the early 2000s.
Yeah. And hell, we
and like clearly, yeah, clearly they
well for DC.
Very much so.
Yeah. All right, so next up, the symbiote hordes invade Metropolis with a new War of the Realms written by Jason Aaron with art from Russell Dodderman, with Jane Foster as the Mighty Thor teaming up with Wonder Woman and more. Co-creator of Steel, Louise Simonson, and artist Todd Knock are going to have John Henry Irons clash with the Hobgoblin.
That's kind of
current. Cool. That is cool. Current ASM writer Joe Kelly's teaming up with Humberto Ramos for a campus crossover with Gwen Stacy and Lana Lang. It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Miles Morales is going to have a story with Superman, written by Miles' legendary co-creators, as per Marvel, Brian Michael Bendis and Sarah Pichelli. And apparently more.
I'm wondering who else they bring in.
Yeah, I'm curious. And I was saying this back with the Batman Deadpool crossover, but there wasn't one. Another amalgam character following Logo. And I'm curious if there's going to be any.
Would be interesting. Yeah.
Because they teased us with that, and I can't help but feel like there's more coming.
It would be a good way to follow that up,
Yeah.
Like continue that story.
It would be. Mm-hmm. There's a whole host of variant covers to go alongside this one as well. They all look fan-fucking-tastic. I actually pre-ordered my variant cover for Superman, Spider-Man, the two black costumes today.
Nice.
Can't wait for that one. There's a couple of choice ones here I just want to point out. There's I can't tell who the art is, but there's one with Spider-Man and Superman fighting oh shit, I can't remember either of their fucking names now. Holy shit.
If I look at the picture, I'll probably know.
Jesus Christ. Conduit and a Spider-Man villain that was a cop. Shit. I know his name, but I can't think of it right now. That's annoying.
Gangbuster?
No, it was a more recent. It was not recent, but like last 20 years edition. Was it Peach Momoko with Supergirl and Spider Gwen?
Interesting.
Oh,
Yeah,
the Mark Bagley cover. Yes.
it's Mark
Oh
Bagley.
man,
Yeah.
I can't even.
What the hell is that character's name?
I want to say he was in Sinister Foes, but even I'm kind of at
Yes,
a loss.
but oh my god, Cardiac.
Oh, okay.
I think it's
No,
Cardiac.
Sinister Foes, Superior Foes.
Cardiac and Conduit. That was long-winded. Fucking not great. I can't tell who all of the artists are here, which is kind of bugging me.
Yeah.
Kyle Andrews doing a whole Spider-Man Superman family here.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you've got Mark Bagley, you've got Greg Capullo, which is very funny because he's on the Marvel side. Eric Larson. Um,
Wait, where's the Eric Larson one?
that is. Oh wait, no. Oh wait, no. I thought there was. Am I tripping?
Which one
Yeah,
do you think
no,
is the
it's
Eric Larson?
the Eric Larson is Cyborg Superman in the '90s looking.
Oh, okay, that's Eric Larson.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
Walt Simonson, Sarah Pacelli, Ryan Stegman. Honestly, a little disappointed by that one. Jerome Pena, Peach Momoko, and Russell Dowderman. And then you already said Car Andrews. Oh, and
you
Mark.
said you said Walt Simonson, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ryan Stegman one looks really good. Yeah, it's Mark Bagley.
I don't know. Something about it. I like his Spider-Man looks great, but his Superman is the perspective on this one just looks really weird.
Yeah.
Expecting something a little more dynamic, but that's just my opinion.
Looking more at that Greg Capullo cover, I would not mind him doing a Spider-Man book.
Surprising that they haven't had him do that yet. Like they made a big deal of him going over to Marvel, but the only book he's done so far was that Wolverine book with Hickman.
Yeah.
Don't even remember the name of it. Like it just kind of came and went.
Pepe Larraz one is awesome. Yeah, this Eric Larson. What the hell was that Spider-Man? I forget. It's like a cyborg Spider-Man.
Man, I don't even know. It looks
Eric
like
Larson
evil
was good.
Spider-Man.
Yeah. Yeah, Peach Momoko looks great. Jerome Pena. Yeah, yeah, so that's that. And do you want to give up the last bit of news? I know you're
bet your
very
friggin'
excited
ass I
about
do.
that one.
Oh man, this was like, I mean, we knew it was coming because we'd seen the announcements some time ago at New York Comic Con.
Does this need trumpets first?
Probably.
What's that? Oh yeah, that's certainly what it was like in my head when I looked over at my phone and I like at work I saw an announcement. I was like, Firestorm Creative Team announced. I was like, all right, I can.
All right, I forgot.
I can take a quick second to peek at this. No one's looking over my shoulder. So yes, the first thing I want to mention is two new book announcements. One we kind of knew was coming and who was going to be the creative team on it, or rather just creator. And the other one, a total surprise. So I'm going to start with the one that was sort of expected. We have a new Zatanna book coming from Jamal Campbell. Loved that miniseries.
Oh yeah, it was
from,
great.
Last year, whenever that was.
Yeah, it was last year.
And it must have been popular enough that they're just like, fuck it, let's just do a full ongoing. Because that, I think they made it sound like that was supposed to be an ongoing, and then they were like, actually, it's 6 issues. So
yeah,
I'm like, is this going to be another 6 issues, or are we just going to keep the train running? Anyway, Jamal Campbell doing Zatanna is great. I love that he's just like the Zatanna guy. He did such a phenomenal job, and also has a real like love for character history, particularly their costume designs, like of a lot of the new artists. Because I get it, there's a lot of designs to keep up with. Sometimes you make mistakes, and my actually brain will always find the mistakes every time. But I'm like, with Jamal Campbell, he'll do the flashbacks and he'll go back, and I'm like, no, that's the exact one. Like if you were to go back to the satellite era or whatever one, he's got the costumes on point. So I'm like, he did his fucking homework, and for that, I salute you, sir. But also the writing is really good. So yeah, super excited for that one. But now for the news that I'm most excited for. Finally got the creative team announced Firestorm, and I was so excited. I had to dig out my copy of Firestorm, the Nuclear Man from 1982, Jerry Conway and Pat Broderick. But the new creative team for Firestorm is Jeff Lemire and Raphael De La Torre, and you could not have asked for a better creative team to just step in and breathe some new life to the character. Because I'm fucking stoked. And we got some preview images, and boy howdy, it looks like they're really digging in deep with this one. So, man,
God,
what
yeah.
else is there to say? Like, we got some Firehawk appearances, we got some references to that run, but also the John Ostrander run from the late 80s. Like, so much love for the character, and it'll be nice to see someone really just like go all out with that, take it to the next level, if you will.
Yeah.
And
We can get a
and-
look at Jason Rush makes a return,
Yeah,
supposedly.
at least briefly. Although
Yeah.
this, kind of like I was saying on Discord, this seems to be primarily focused on Ronnie and possibly Professor Stein. I guess it depends on who he's matrixed with at the moment.
Yeah.
I know there was that Lazarus Planet tie-in where they had some new guy, but I don't even know if they're still following up on that. So
That Lazarus Planet tie-in also had Professor Stein die, didn't he?
or at
Yes.
least
Well-
not die, but just like dying and very
Right.
old for some reason. It was like every person that I matrix with, or at least when I matrix with Professor Stein, it was accelerating his aging for some reason. So yeah, I don't know if it'll follow up on that. We'll see.
No, I think he did die. I think that
did not
like the last time that they matrixed, that they dematrixed, Jason didn't
He
want to
like
do it.
disappeared.
Yeah.
Jason was not there. It was just
No, it
Ronnie.
wasn't. It was Ronnie.
I mean Ronnie,
Yeah.
excuse me. I think Ronnie didn't want to do it because it was gonna kill him.
He didn't want to do it because they were still following up with the Doomsday Clock stuff, where he's like, "You engineered the firestorm accident that created this whole thing." That's how that short starts, and then basically they unfuse, they unmatrix, and for some reason he's old and near death. But they show an image like in that the last page of, I remember this shockingly well, but they show like an image in that last page. And he's like in a hospital, but he's not dead. He's just very old and very decrepit at that point. And so I think he was just nervous of what would happen if they were to fuse again. Like maybe he would die. So whether or not they're going to address that, it's still very much up in the air. That's the last time we've really seen Firestorm in any individual capacity, not just like in the background of a group fight or something. So this is like Christmas for characters at DC that no one cares about.
Nonsense.
My bread and butter. So, and like I was thinking to myself, I was like, it would be phenomenal. I know it's probably not going to happen. Like in my mind, I'm just thinking, how long do we have with this book? Will it be 16 issues? Will it be 20? Maybe 30 if we're lucky. Like we'll never get to the point where it'll go to issue 100 again. You know, it's just not possible. But
it will be 7 issues.
Oh God! I'm like, please, just at least give me 12. At
least.
At least.
Because the last time there was a Firestorm series was New 52, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
And
which was
that
over
didn't
10
last
years
as
ago.
long.
Yeah, almost 15, which is insane. And
and wasn't that also Jeff Lemire, or was that who was that?
That was like Gail Simone to start, and then I don't know who the fuck took over. Which I mean,
but
again,
it didn't. It only lasted like 12 issues too, didn't it?
It was a little longer. It was like 16, something like that. But yeah, no, not very.
No, not as long as it
not very long lived. But I have hope, right? Because like, if there's anything Jeff Lemire loves to do, it's character-focused stories.
Yeah.
And my hope is that you will have a book that is a little bit more character-focused on Ronnie and maybe Professor Stein and Jason, others to a certain degree. But like, let's just start very simple. Let's just get down to a micro level and focus on a single character. And maybe that'll help people latch onto it a little bit more. Because I think the problem with subsequent Firestorm books was they got too caught up in the like power set of it all, and it really strayed away from being like what am I trying to say? Like a teen superhero book. Now Ronnie may not be a teenager anymore. I don't know how the fuck old he's supposed to be, but that was sort of the sell initially. It's like high school superhero. It's basically DC's Nova, you know, which was kind of a Spider-Man riff. But anyway, the point is you need something that's a little bit more down to earth rather than just like focusing on all the crazy Matrix stuff or the elemental stuff or anything. Like start simple, draw people in, and then you know maybe get a little bit crazy later on. That's my hope for the book.
Yeah.
I just want a
And
good fucking story, man. I don't care what.
for
happens.
the title itself will be The Fury of Firestorm,
Yes, which again
which is
a lovely
iconic.
callback to this unsung gem from
Yeah.
1992. Full title: The Fury of Firestorm, the Nuclear Man, which is honestly a mouthful. Kind of not
Yeah.
a very good name, but
They could have just stuck with Firestorm the Nuclear Man.
or just Firestorm.
Yeah.
Like they
that
changed the
works
book
too.
later in issue 60 or whatever it is to simplify. Yeah, let me see if I can show you. Like literally, they stripped all that back, so it was just Firestorm because like people were like, what the fuck is this?
During Legends.
This is just word salad, you know? Like, what's with the long ass name? What does that even mean? The Fury of Firestorm, the Nuclear Man. What's the Fury? What is he mad about?
Also, awkwardly, it arrives April 1st, 2026. So I fucking hope it's not a joke.
If it's a joke and all of this has just been an elaborate prank, I think I might end it. Go on. That's
I mean,
a
that'll
horrible
be
way to
it.
break my heart. Yeah. Anyway.
All right, so for the record, with DC Next Level, the creative teams we have confirmed, we have Batwoman by Greg Rucka and Danny, Deathstroke the Terminator by Tony Fleeks and Carmine Dean Giandomenico, Lobo by Scotty Young and Jorge Corona, Zatanna by Jamal Campbell, and The Fury of Firestorm by Jeff Lemire and Rafael De La Torre.
Yes, which just leaves two books that they tease in the preview image, Shadow of the Bat and Barbara Gordon Breakout. And I've already seen people speculating that based on the creators that they announced, it's likely that James Herron is going to be doing Etrigan, which is like match made in heaven, which would only leave either Joshua Williamson or Dennis Camp on Shadow of the Bat. And I gotta be honest, I really don't want either of those. Like,
here's the thing, though, the preview graphic also said "and more."
Yeah, so like, I'm like,
there's definitely more titles and more creators coming.
Because I'm like, where Dennis Camp really seems to thrive is getting to kind of build up something new from the ground level. And the worst thing that I could imagine, well, not the worst thing, but the least inspired thing that I could imagine would be him doing yet another Batman book, which, let me be clear, some people have done great work with some of the ancillary titles, but I'm like, any other character, please. And if anyone's gonna write Shadow of the Bat, it should be Dan Waters. Let's just put that out. Like, that should be the choice, in my opinion. After Dark Patterns, I'm like, if you put him on a book with, I'm probably not Hayden Sherman because he's doing absolute Wonder Woman, but someone else from his wheelhouse of artists. Hell, Dexter Soy would have been a great choice. Like, do something like that. Have a super gothic inspired, maybe even Bat family book like Shadow of the Bat kind of was, and you have a ring.
Should be.
Yeah. But please don't do Dennis Camp. Have him do something else that'll really let him shine and not just fade into the background of the endless sea of Batman books.
That honestly would be a dream come true. You have Superman Unlimited for super family stories, and you have Shadow of the Bat for Batman family stories. You have Green Lantern and Green Lantern Corps for extended Green Lantern cast. You have the Flash just encompassing every Flash ever made.
Yeah, but if there's a book that needs an ancillary family book, it's the fucking Flash. Like, I know they did that Speed Force miniseries, but it's time.
I mean, that was not good.
It didn't work. I'm like, do that, but do it better.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
saying.
saying.
Don't make it so youthful, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Obviously have like Avery Ho and Ace West
Yeah,
part of it, but like it was just the slang was so cringe.
that was difficult to read.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm like, if you want to give a character a little bit more purpose and intention, I would hate to have her leave the JSA, but I'm kind of like, do something with Jessie Quick and have her kind of lead an official Speed Force related team, Flash family related team. That seems
I
like
mean,
money right there.
with what Jeff Lemire had been working with in the opening story arc, like it sounded like she was potentially going to do something like that.
Yeah.
Head
Well,
off in her own direction, leave
yeah,
Rick
yeah.
behind, and do her own thing.
But still kind of be an active member of the JSA, which again, I'm not,
Yeah.
it's fine. Don't get me wrong. But I'm like, if someone's going to lead the charge while Wally's doing whatever Wally's doing, I'm like, have him do that.
Yeah.
And hell, if you really must insist upon using Barry Allen, have Barry be your guy in the chair. There's a fun pitch for you.
Fuck, right?
You need a Speed Force expert? Call Barry Allen.
Yeah.
There's your pitch.
There's your Speed Force hotline.
That's what I'm
Barry
saying.
Allen on the wire.
Or actually, you know what? Screw that. I'm gonna say if you're gonna actually no, I'm torn because I was gonna say if you're not gonna have Jesse, maybe it should be Jay. Jay is another character who could easily lead a Flash family team, but I don't want Jay to leave the JSA. If Jay leaves the
No.
JSA, I'm not reading JSA.
It's impossible for him and Allen to leave the JSA.
Yeah. So maybe
Like
they can
any other character could be a revolving door to a certain degree, but there should always be Alan Scott, Jay Garrick, and at least one Dr. Midnight.
Yeah. And at least one Dr. Fate.
Yeah.
Honestly. Yeah, I don't know. Jay and Alan are kind of like Cyclops for me in that if Cyclops isn't on an X-Men team, I am 50% less interested.
I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Though I gotta say that Uncanny X-Men right now has been phenomenal.
It seems to be the one
Cyclops.
that's most solid. As another one I
Yeah.
kind of dropped off of because it was getting slathered in gross events, but that's another one I follow vicariously through like reposted panels on Reddit and other places, and it seems like it's fun.
It's actually a very fun story when it gets to do its own thing, and it's not bogged down by. It's just going into issue 21, 22 this week, and it's had 3 crossovers.
Love that. Well, I don't love that, but
no. So when it does get to tell its own story, it's fucking fantastic.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. And that's about it for news. Some hour and a half into showtime. 2 hours.
Drill by now. Put us all in a room together. We'll talk for hours.
Yep.
By us, I mean I mean me.
You and me while Josh seethes in silence as he's screaming in his head, "Shut the fuck up! We got books to talk about."
I have books.
But no, I don't. I try to absorb as much as fucking possible. Like if y'all are talking about shit that I've completely forgotten about or don't know, like I'm gonna sit back and listen to the podcast.
I'm just like, throw me a bone here, sir, because you have been screaming to get me back on this show, kicking and screaming, bending ass over to try and make this happen, which I greatly appreciate. But I'm like, if there is no other place on earth where I can talk about somewhat obscure DC characters for more than 15 minutes. So if I'm gonna do it, it's gonna be here.
Damn right.
You know what? New Year's resolution, you're just gonna have to live with that.
Oh, I realized that 4.5 years ago, homie.
There you go. No one else will do that.
That's perfect. But now that now that we are done with the news, perhaps it is time to move on to covering the books.
Yes, I think we should. And we can start with Green Lantern Corps number 12. Shit, I thought it was later than that. No, number 12. This is Seek and Destroy, written by Morgan Hampton with art from Fernando Pazarin, Will Conrad, Claire Albert, and Jason Paz, with colors from Marie Prianto and Ian Herring, and letters from Dave Sharp. I'm opening this discussion right away with this art team. Fucking fantastic.
Killing it. Killing
Yeah,
it.
like they should always work together.
What's crazy to me is like there's definitely a period where I didn't really like Fernando Pesaro. Something about the way he would draw faces never quite sat right with me. But I think when he took over the Flash with Jeremy Adams, like something in my brain flipped, and I was like, "Oh, I get it now. It's really good."
Yeah. Yeah, it's like there's like it does take a bit of a adjustment period, but what Green Lantern book did he do before? Was it Green Lanterns?
He did Green Lantern Corps actually with
Before this?
Tomasi. Well, years ago, but
New 52.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I recognize the art for Green Lantern,
yeah,
but
I
I couldn't remember what book he
everywhere.
did.
Yeah.
And it was during that run where I really did fall in love with his art.
Yeah, that was the stuff I didn't feel like or it was harder for me to enjoy. And so it was like reading that alongside Doug Mankey and Ivan Race, like I was like, I like this. And I get to Fernando Pesaro and I'm like, skip.
Yeah, it's
you know.
it like I said, it's
Which
jarring at
is
first
fucks
because
them,
it's
though.
so different when you
Yeah.
go from like Patrick Gleason to Doug Mankey and Ivan Reis. It's because they're so fluid and iconic with their style. Pizarro is just his
Well,
own
I mean, it was
kind of
the thing was like,
but it's good still.
my biggest gripe was always the face. Everything else looked great. His anatomy is great. His backgrounds are stunning. Like the amount of detail he puts into them is amazing. But it was always the faces that really bothered me. But
and that's something I'm gonna bring up. His faces are super detailed.
Yeah.
And maybe the most detailed part of an image that he will draw. But I also want to bring that up at the end because there is one panel in here that I know some people online are questioning. I'm questioning too, and I don't know what the fuck is supposed to be happening in it. And it's just a face. And I think y'all know what I might be talking about. So we open up on the Procyon system where Fatality and Anquar have reached their destination. Anquar is in front of Anquar the planet. This is Vegeta all over again.
Vegeta.
Anquar has gathered enough nutrients that he's able to revitalize his home planet of Anquar. He dives into the muddy waters, and slowly but surely, the muddy waters turn into a bright blue orb, which is all water and now all Anquar. So the planet is Anquar, the being is Anquar, all is Anquar.
Oh god.
Quite literally, if you attack Anquar, it gets to say, "My son, the planet, or me." So it's just this giant blue orb full of water. It's all Anquar, all at the same time. All Anquar, all the time. Oops, all Anquar.
So
Fatality. Yeah. Fatality is just not 100% sure about all this. And Anquar does kind of sense her doubts. But it's too late to turn back now. He has control of the planet. I keep saying he, but it's non-binary being it. They move the planet through what seems to be the hyperspace. Straight to Oa with Fatality in tow. One last time, we'll say the name Anquar because shit's kind of fun to say, not gonna lie. We then head on over to Oa. That's the last time we see Anquar and Fatality for the time being. Jess has her hands full still. The different lantern bases across Oa are kind of feuding with each other. Lands are being invaded and nobody's getting along, and there is the Thanagarians to deal with as well. Kilowog and Guy have taken their new recruits over to the Indigo Tribe shelter to learn a new technique that Kilowog calls construct crutches, and it's just a quick, easy mind item that you can go to, something familiar, something emotional that you can just grab on a whim. And train and tells all four recruits to think of what that could be. Meanwhile, Jess gets on the horn via a giant glowing head across the planet, telling everyone that representatives of each Lantern Corps will be meeting together to try and figure out where the direction of all this is going, because this is not fucking working out. We need to do better. Yada yada yada. The representatives are Jess, Joe, Saint Walker, Atrocitus, Sinestro, and I don't think he was named in this, and I forgot to fact check it. I want to say is Nostromo of the Indigo Tribe. First appeared in Green Lantern New 52.
What's funny is I keep thinking
4.
his name is Noak. I know that's what they say.
No,
but I for some reason every time I would look at him, I thought that was his name, because I the only Indigo Lantern I could remember was the main one.
Indigo.
Also, yeah, I think it was just Indigo. Yeah. So I thought the other guy was either Noak or Moke.
There was Monk. M-U-N-K.
Oh, maybe that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Of. Monk. Yeah.
Monk. Yeah. Just do a quick look at something, because he might have been named later on. Nope, he was never named at all, but I'm pretty sure it's Natroma. That first appeared to Hal Jordan and Sinestro way back when in the New 52. So they are on Larfleeze's island, the island of Sandron, which is where Larfleeze kind of resides, and they're looking for him before they are ambushed by Larfleeze, who looks very much like an orange construct himself, alongside his lantern, to which they all are wondering, how is that his lantern? Because it's supposed to be in malachite with the others, but he reveals, you think I'm stupid enough to you're not stupid enough to believe that's my real battery, yada yada. He creates a giant fucking explosion that seemingly blows up the island, and a good chunk of that hemisphere of Oa becomes a gigantic construct himself, attacking the Green Lantern Citadel and the city the Green Lanterns reside in. And just bedlam and mayhem arise. Any non-ring wearer on the planet instantly gets touched by orange light and becomes super greedy, full of avarice. All the Thanagarians just swoop right into the trainees, as well as Guy and Kilowog. There's only 6 of them there, so they have the entire Thanagarian fleet to contend with. They're all screaming about how you destroyed our planet, so we'll take this one instead. And this is where the Lanterns quickly learn their construct crutches. Couple of choice ones. Keep forgetting her from Teen Lantern. I keep forgetting her name. Comes up with Wonder Woman, while Aya, Kelly, thank you, Kelly Cantella, appears with Wonder Woman, and Aya just creates the interceptor ship that she came from, which I thought was really cool. So they join into the fight. Meanwhile, the group of Lantern leaders are still around. The Tromo was able to teleport them into where the Indigo Tribe are meditating, to try and find Proselyte, their entity, the lost entity. Narf. I always try to remember his name because of Snarf.
Yes.
Josh. I always think it's not Snarf, it's Narf. And I really should just think of
and it's
Pinky
not
the Brain.
Snurf, it's Snurf.
Snurf, whatever. I would say Snarf, but I really should get Pinky from Pinky and the Brain into my mind when I'm trying to.
I'm just hearing Rob Paulson's voice.
What are we going to do tonight, Brain?
What are we going to do tonight, Brain?
I know what I'm watching after this.
Take over the
Animaniacs.
Hell yeah. We're Animaniacs.
Oh
do you still remember the theme song off the top of your head?
Oh,
so good.
That's like one of those things that just lives rent free.
Yeah.
Every variation at the end too, where they're like,
another Animaniacs clip that
No
lived rent free
brainy.
in my
Dana
head
Delaney.
for years, ever since I first saw it on TV,
Hmm.
was when they were playing as detectives,
Ha.
and Yakko was like, "We need to look for fingerprints," and Dot's holding the artist formerly known as Prince, gives him a look, and she says,
Yep.
"I don't think so."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just like
Best
Oh
part
my
of the
God.
as a
song.
kid, I was just, "Yeah, that's funny." As an adult,
You're like,
I realized why it's funny. Yeah. Oh God, I love those little jokes that you
Man.
don't get for 20 years.
that
Right.
is a, I'll just say this. I don't want to get too distracted, but like that is a show where it's still so fucking funny.
Yeah. I
There's
still
so many
reference
bits
good
where
idea,
I'm like,
bad idea.
I was laughing when I was 9, and I'm still laughing now, and I'm almost
Yeah.
well. Yeah. Anyway, I'm much older now. Let's say that much.
And that last thing I'll say, that one story that still tugs at my heartstrings, the
Uh,
golden wrapping paper.
oh,
I'll think about that story every Christmas. I'm just like, oh,
really.
the feels. Yeah.
I always think of they did like a spoof on what is that? Oh God, what is it called? There's like that Looney Tunes powerhouse musical thing. They did like a version of it where they're in a toy store for Christmas, and I always think of that for Christmas. I'll send it to you. Anyway,
Yeah.
it's like my Animaniacs memory. That and the clown episode. I will never forget that for as long as I
Clown
live.
episode. I don't remember that one.
God, there's an episode where they get Wacko a clown, but Wacko is scared of clowns. So the whole episode is just him abusing the clown in horrible ways. Oh my God. I must have seen that episode 100 times, and it still makes me laugh so much.
Oh, what a fantastic show that
Because, like,
was.
just the ways that they blow up the clown get progressively worse. Oh man.
Yeah, that's a fantastic show. I gotta get my kids on that now.
Man, oh, you should.
Yeah.
Rot their brain. Why do you think I'm so dumb?
hey, we all
Look,
turn out. Like
I think that ruined me forever.
Now, every time you see a clown, you want to throw him a stick of dynamite.
Oh man.
Anyway, yeah, so they enter the Indigo Tribe Enclave. Meanwhile, Narf crashes through the cave wall with a bunch of Thanagarians in tow. Jess starts screaming at him as Kilowog showed up and said, "Not, listen, the Thanagarians are attacking us. Some shit's gone on with the orange light, and we need to figure out what's going on." They get a brief look at a giant version of Larfleeze attacking the city. So they all head off, except they leave one member behind to keep an eye on the Indigo Tribe, and that person that stays behind is Aya. She volunteered. She stays behind while the rest join up with Simon and Joe and every other lantern available, attacking Larfleeze. John realizes that since the Thanagarians are affected, he needs to go check on Katma. She's in the city and he doesn't want her to die. He gets in there and Katma instantly starts blasting him with orange light. About how selfish he was to take her away from her life, and she's not the same Katma he knew, etc., etc. He locks her in a cryostasis science cell, until they can stop Larfleeze and get everyone back to normal. And he says, "We'll work this all out when this is all over." He's obviously sad, but he realizes what he did was maybe a bit much. And I'm happy that they're referencing that, because I was thinking that from the fucking get-go. So now all the lanterns are attacking Larfleeze, colors from all over the rainbow. Meanwhile, the Indigo Tribes start chanting a lot louder and reveal a giant blue orb floating above them, as Neutralmo reveals to Aya that they're saying there is a large celestial mass heading this way from the Procyon system. She sends her energy duplicate out into space to see what it possibly is, and finds out it's not just a large celestial mass, it's a planet headed straight for Oa. Surprise, it's Enquar. And next issue, Enk war for Oa. Yeah, so Larfleet's gone fucking crazy. Anquar's on the way. Shit's going haywire. I've really liked this issue. This subplot with Anquar and Fatality, I could give two shits about though. It's honestly it's such a B plot. It's kind of boring. Anquar is not the antagonist they think he is. I feel kind of just moving along rather quickly. There's very little to be had with this character. Um and I feel like it's just going to be one and done, and that's it. Like they'll find a way to beat Anquar, and that's it. If there's more to this character and more for Oa in the next couple of issues, I'll change my mind. But for now, I just want Anquar to be done, and let Fatality do what Fatality is going to do. But I'm also getting the vibe that they might be trying to put a ring on Fatality, and I don't want that.
You think a
I
green
would not
ring?
mind if Fatality is just left to her own devices for now. Like, has a change of heart on the Green Lantern Corps, but still doing her thing as a bounty hunter. So, like Space Cabbie or Lobo, for example, just shows up every so often and will reluctantly help the GLC, um, but is not like best friends with them either. She does not need to be a Green Lantern, and for the love of God, she does not need to be a Star Sapphire,
Yeah.
despite the fact that that was always a Durlin, and I will always bring that up. But that's not the point.
Not gonna take that bait.
Not going to take that bait.
Not gonna take that bait.
I will always feed that bait to the masses.
Say it, think it's a very stupid retcon, and leave it at that.
Yeah, I cannot forget that retcon. Now, I thought that whole story arc was stupid. John and Fatality never should have been a thing, but that's besides the point. Fatality cool, and Court not. End of Fatality. Let's see what happens. Larfleeze, hella cool. Honestly, feels out of character to have a plan so grandiose, but they even mentioned that with Sinestro saying, "How could I not see that he was capable of a plan so grandeur?" Um, it just feels like a rip off in a way, but I don't know. I like it. That's the thing. As much as I don't think Larfleeze should be capable of something like this, I like this, so I can't be mad at it. And seeing all the Lantern Corps working together and seeing a bit more of how the society is trying to function, great. I like this. I like this direction for now. So it's going to get an 8.25 out of 10.
All right.
This one is pretty. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's
Oh.
all right.
Oh,
Yeah.
Actually, sorry. Before y'all continue, I
No.
forgot to mention the panel that I hate. Said page 2, bottom right hand corner, Fatality's face.
Really?
What the fuck is going on?
It was a little awkward, but that was not the one that I was thinking of.
It looks so weird because I don't know if she's like smiling or scared or shock or anger or what. There's so many emotions on that face at one time, and I have no idea what the hell. And I don't think any of them even fit the moment.
Interesting.
All right.
It just looks so awkward. Sorry.
Before I give my review, I do have a pick your brain moment here. The locations that they gave of the different Lantern Corps at the very beginning of the book are all of those like accurate and like in canon? I could have swore Larfleeze was like on a planet, not just on some island. This made it seem like this was an island on Oa, or have I forgotten that Sandron is?
It is an island on Oa. All of their planets were kind of left null, and when all their batteries were brought to Oa during the last big confrontation, they decided all of the Lantern Corps should inhabit Oa together because all of their central batteries are on Oa.
So
Instead of
Yorl,
going to
Xanthus,
Raya
and
and
Zarin
Okara.
are all on
Yeah,
Oa.
yeah, they're all sections of Oa.
Oh, okay, that's awesome.
Yeah, they're
right.
all living on Oa together.
Cool. All right. So first off, something Rob loved. I can't. N-car, the N-car of the N-car becomes N-car, the N-car, and there is a difference. I have to keep this up because it's starting it way back with Brian Michael Bendis. I wish I could remember the name. Sinmar. His name was Sinmar. His people were called Sinmar. His planet was called Sinmar. So he was Sinmar, the Sinmar of Sinmar. N-car
At least with
stepped
N-car,
up.
it kind of makes somewhat sense because it was just one being.
Well, not just one being.
It was a hive mind, but
yeah, but okay, because I mean,
but it's still stupid.
even the Borg had designations.
Yeah,
it's anyway. But N-car did step up the game though, and I am curious about what's going on there. It's probably, like Rob said, not going to be a continuous major villain, but thread of the month kind of, or thread of the few months kind of thing. And I don't think Lexar sharing his avarice is crazy, but that crazy, it's not been done before, right? Except for he shared it with Kyle in Hal in the Core, right?
He reluctantly shared it with Lex and Blackest Night, and I think against his will shared it with Kyle in New Guardians.
Oh wow, I'm remembering it completely backwards.
Did he share it, or did the ring just kind of seek out Lex and Blackest Night?
I think Ganthet
that's what it was.
Ganthet sent Lex after it.
Yeah.
Well,
that much I remember.
Ganthet needed to activate the duplication process for each ring, and because all the rings were based off Owen design with the Green Lantern rings, he was able to access all the rings functionalities, including the orange one. But Larfleeze didn't want it. That's why it was reluctant.
Right. No. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. Because I sort of, it's been a minute since I've read Blackest Night, but I remember them seeking out people. Like, the red ring chose Mira because she was pissed. You know, Aquaman had died. That would have been a great segue to the next book. Oh well.
I swear, like, Kyle was a reluctant give up, and Lex, he was like, Ganthet was the one behind it, and then Larfleeze like flipped out and got super pissed off that it happened. But I could be probably
Larfleeze was definitely pissed off. Ganthet
he wasn't a part of giving it to Lex.
No. Right. No, he didn't want to share at all. Obviously, he was when the ring split off from his own. He was like, "No, it's mine. Come back and chase after it."
Right.
But Ganthet didn't have a hand in choosing who got each ring. He just duplicated the rings, and the rings chose themselves.
But he did. It was a reluctant fucking thing with Kyle, though, wasn't it? Didn't he reluctantly share it with him, or no?
I think that was another instance where. Oh God, Rob, correct me if I'm wrong, but like that, because I think you're talking about New Guardians when all the rings went to Kyle for reasons that I honestly don't remember. And basically all of the, well, not all of them, but certain lanterns of each corps showed up and they were like, what the fuck, you know? Because I think some like a Star Sapphire died when the ring came off her finger and went towards Kyle or something like that. So I can't remember if I think like at the time they just kind of went along with it because they were trying to find out why the rings were circling around Kyle at the time. But Rob, you can speak to that better than I can. I'm not like
I'll be honest, I need to reread New Guardians because that whole fucking section is just kind of fuzzy for me. I just barely remember the group that showed up, and that was also Fatality.
Yeah, that was
Star Sapphire.
Fatality. That was Monk.
It's weird because I thought it was happening in Hal and Pals. That's Hal and the Green Lantern Corps, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like he was already a White Lantern at that point.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well.
Okay. Well, time frame.
A little bit.
Yeah. I mean, he was at the beginning, and then shit went down.
Shenanigans happened.
Yeah.
Regardless of.
That was, oh my God. I could go on another tangent, but like I remember when that issue came out, that was like the biggest blue balls you ever had.
Fucking
Kyle's gonna resurrect the core with the white lantern ring. Splits apart.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway, this was awesome. I mean, so awesome. I had such a good time with it. The only complaint that I got is the end card naming. Felt like Action Comics from years ago. That's just dumb. Again, I get the whole collective thing, but the boards, I mean, 7 of 9, come on. Anyway, past that, it's freaking awesome. And then add the drawing and the colors, and it's freaking dynamite. I mean, I don't know if you can tell, but I kind of think this is a hell of an issue. I give it a 9.25 out of 10. This was amazing.
Wow. 7.5 for me. I don't have too much to add. It is fun. I kind of am with Rob in that I don't really give a fuck about the whole Ankar plot, but I do like seeing various lanterns work together. So having that kind of team or loose team was really interesting for me. And then also seeing some of the new lantern training has also been pretty cool. So yeah, I don't know. I don't have too much to say about on this one, but I don't know. I hope that they have this kind of loose group of Sinestro and Nostromo. I think that was his name, right? And
The trauma, yeah.
yeah, and other lanterns working together. And John, of course.
Yeah. It was just cool to see Saint Walker and Sinestro and Atrocitus kind
Yeah,
of in a group together again.
I know.
The trauma was a nice surprise. I was so yeah. What was the panel you thought I was talking about?
There's a panel towards the end. I just thought it looked kind of odd. Of Aya, um, like basically leaving her body, and it kind of looked like
Oh yeah,
there's this SpongeBob meme. That's the only thing I could think of where like his soul leaves his body. Something about it just looked kind of odd to me. I don't know what it
Right.
was. That whole page honestly was a little strange, but that was it. That's what I thought you were talking about.
nah. And I'm kind of bummed about this whole Encore thing because I've been asking for years now for there to be lantern villains that are not just other lanterns. You know, I want to see more space based alien enemies, and Encore is just not hitting the mark for me.
Oh, we did get some of that in a book called The Green Lantern.
Yeah,
People are now pretending to like. I'm just saying, the Spider Guild was a thing. The Dark Stars, I guess they're kind of variations on the lanterns, but like that definitely had a lot of non-lantern themed villains. Is all I'm saying.
they had fucking God.
Yeah, yeah, God.
Yeah,
But you know what? I'll give credit where credit is due. Hal and Pals had that a little bit. Actually,
yeah.
well, not a little bit. It was
There,
pretty
there
decent.
was
Yeah.
he fought Zod for crying
Yeah,
out
no,
loud.
I mean, like I said, my only complaint was it got a little too villain of the week towards the end. But yeah, actually, now that I think about it, most of them were not lantern themed foes.
No, it was really
Yeah.
just like the first story arc and maybe
With
a bit of the
Sinestro, yeah.
second with the Sinestro Corps,
Yeah,
but they weren't villains the entire time. They were kind of allies as well.
yeah. What was that other character? It was like the future Soranik and Kyle Rayner son.
Oh
What's his name?
shit!
Sarko or Narco? Barco? I can't remember. I think it's Sarko.
Yakko.
Yakko. His brother Wacko and
Yeah,
their sister Dot.
Dot. Yeah.
That's
No, I just barely. What book was that in? Was that in Helen Pals?
Yeah, no, that was in
Shit.
Files.
I
That's
just
like right before the
barely
fracture
remember
arc.
that.
Yeah, I was trying to think of like what other villains were in that book. Obviously, Zod, the Dark Star. Yeah, the Dark Stars at the end.
Yeah.
And
I think the Spider Guild
Yeah.
temporarily. The controllers were in there.
yes, well, the controllers and the Dark Stars I'm kind of lumping together, but yeah.
Yeah. Was it who had Ganthet kidnapped when they had to do the Four Corpsmen? Was that the controllers or was that the Spider Guild?
That was the controllers, I think.
That was the controllers. Okay.
Yeah.
And they had a few things.
Yeah, because it was like right after that arc for the controllers are like, okay, let's resurrect the Dark Stars.
Yeah.
Because that was right around the time when Tomar 2 had kind of split off from the core. Or was that before? I think he was in a time cell at that point.
shit. No, he. Oh my god, when did he kill a Sinestro Corps member?
I think that was during Fracture.
He killed Romat Rue.
Yeah.
Was that during Hell? Yeah, it must have been during
Yeah,
Hell.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that was during Fracture because yeah, they had him. I remember being in a time cell.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Start of that Dark Star arc is when the suit appears and it's like we've chosen you, and he breaks free basically.
Right. And then he died by the end of it.
Yeah.
And then they get a kid to take his place. Oh my god, that was so fucking. Oh, I wish that girl was still around so I know she's not dead too.
Something Lay, Lomar Lay. What was her name?
Oh my god.
Lori Lay.
I can't
Lori
remember.
Lamaris.
Lori, I was gonna say Lori Lamaris. Yeah.
Like that.
But seriously, he had this little Zudarian girl show up as a lantern. She's like 4 years old and doing her best to make constructs. She's not fit to be a lantern, but she's got the greatest willpower in Sector 2813. And like then she just never shows up again. And next thing you see, there's a lantern from 2813 that's not her. And you can't help but think,
yeah,
is she dead? What the fuck?
That's the funny thing. Like when what's her name? Trilla True shows up in the Green Lantern, you're like,
what happened to
the kid? What happened to the kid?
Is she okay?
I mean, I wasn't expecting it to be like the direct follow-up, but where did she go? I mean, I guess maybe Zudar needs 2 lanterns, but
I mean, the at the time, every sector had 2 lanterns, but I at least want some confirmation on her well-being. That was a 4-year-old Zudarian. She was adorable.
Sorry, Rob.
Tell me.
I think she died in metal, probably. That's the only other event that was happening at the time. I think she might have gotten killed off screen.
The universe reboot.
I'm sorry to tell you.
Oh fuck. I really want to hear the words she retired. That's all I want to hear.
I'd be okay with that.
But I'm also just like over this.
If you were gonna, I still think if you were really gonna do a Teen Lantern, why not do her? I'm like at this point, Kelly is here and here to stay. So you know what? Let's make the best of it. But I'm like going back. You had a Teen Lantern. Why not use that one? And it would have been more fun, like an alien working with the Young Justice crew. Anyway, it is what it is. But yeah, I think she might have gotten off screen.
I want to say something, but I shouldn't. I was gonna say, don't say the phrase, "If you need a Teen Lantern, do her" in front of Hal Jordan.
But tis.
All right, I'm done. I'm leaving. See you guys.
I'm so sorry. I said I didn't want to say it. I don't know why I did it anyway.
Did.
Yeah,
it's like when Brandon says, "I don't want to go on another tangent," but
then we do.
All right. Well, clearly that's my cue to talk about our next book, which
is
none other than the King of the Seven Seas himself, Aquaman, number 13. Although Arthur really isn't in this book, so that's kind of a lie. Written by Jeremy Adams with art by Daniel Bayliss, colors by Rex Locus, and letters by David Sharp. As I said, this is very much a Mira-focused issue. We only get one brief glimpse into Arthur's activities as we basically cut to a scene that we'll see later in DCKO, where Arthur, how do I say this without spoiling what comes next? Basically, the previous issue, you saw Arthur fight Hawkman through machinations we'll discuss in DCKO number 3, the fighters get to choose an additional fighter in a team up battle. So Arthur chooses Carter for some reason. Um, but yeah, basically that's the only glimpse we get of Arthur. Like I said, the main focus of this issue is Mira, specifically Mira going back to Zabel to basically traverse through Zabel to get back to our dimension and hopefully talk to Arthur about why Atlantis is still missing. But while in Zabel and sort of reminiscing about memories in the past, exploring old ships, she is briefly attacked by Nereus, though is able to clarify that she's not here for any nefarious intentions, and basically just kind of assures him that she's just here to find out what happened to Zabel as she noticed that everything is kind of in even more ruins. And that's when she also notices that Nereus is in kind of in a rough shape. And Nereus sort of fills her in that someone who looked very much like her had attacked Zabel as well as others, and gives sort of the rundown on how exactly that happened. That this mysterious stranger, who we find out is Andrina, basically showed up and told the Zebellians exactly what they wanted to hear, saying that she could make them strong and so forth. And she gave them these pearls that then morphed them into I think, the future versions of Garth and
Jackson.
Jackson and possibly Mira. Basically, the versions of the Atlanteans that we saw in the alternate future that Andrina came from. I hope I'm. That seems to be the case here.
That's what it looked like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, but yeah, in the meantime, Nereus was able to swim away, but was attacked by, or was momentarily blinded by a blue light. And when he turned around, all of the Zebellians, now Atlanteans, had disappeared. So as he's breaking down this story, he's attacked by a mysterious creature. Nereus initially tells Mira to run, but she decides to just fight the creature, and then they escape together for a brief moment, and manage to escape. Well, escape to, but also outside of an old ship that she mentions they had avoided a lot when they were younger. And now they're headed towards wherever this mysterious woman that Mira still doesn't know, of course, we know is Andrina, last appeared. And of course, we cut then to Andrina herself, who has a plan to unite all of the kings of the sea, which, I mean, I'm not an Aquaman novice, but even I was kind of like, who the fuck are these people? Like, who are these other kings of the sea? I've never heard of, like, this isn't Marvel's Atlantis, where there are different species of Atlanteans. Like I just was unclear on who the hell some of these people were. But basically, Andrina is just like, look, if you guys want to be powerful, let me lead you. Follow my lead, and everything you ever dreamed of will come true. One of the kings basically says, "Fuck off," and Mira kills him on the spot. Very Kill Bill. And
I
others
don't
just
think that's Mara,
That,
dude.
no, it was
Oh, I'm sorry, not Mira.
Andrina.
Andrina. Sorry. Even I was getting confused. She does look a lot like Mira. But
Yeah.
yeah, Andrina basically kills him on the spot. And that's when Orion and Vivian really start to realize like something kind of off about this Andrina. Like maybe there's something more sinister sitting under the surface, and we might need to step in to stop her. So we cut back to Zabel, where Mira and Nereus have come to the spot where Andrina first appeared. Mira has sort of a flashback to this particular spot because, at least according to her memories, this is where the frozen statue of her mother was residing, or at least used to reside. And that's when we cut to our last page, where the statue that's supposed to be there is seemingly no longer there. And now we have another mystery on our hands, because where is the stone queen of Zabel? And is she free? Is she no longer made of stone? I guess we'll find out. So yeah, a pretty solid issue. It's nice to see Mira get a little bit of focus and develop this sort of mystery that they've been playing out for a while. Hopefully, we'll get that reunion between Arthur and Mira soon, now that she's out of the trapped Atlantean bubble. But yeah, I don't know. Not much more to say than that. It's mostly just Mira kind of in Zabel and more developments with Andrina. So a solid issue, but I will say maybe didn't have quite as much bombast as the previous issue, the fight with Arthur and Hawkman. So give this one an 8 out of 10. Like solid. Like I said, great to see Mira get the spotlight for an issue, but nothing that like really blew me away. So other than just continuing to develop the story. So yeah, solid stuff.
I
yeah,
have a
dude.
problem with this book in particular tying into DCKO. When you look at like other books like Superman and Flash, I think are the only other ongoing titles that are tying into it directly. Those two books are telling stories of characters doing their own thing outside of planet Earth, but this one is very much on planet Earth. And as we know in DCKO at this point in the story, because if this is supposed to be taking place concurrently with what's happening in DCKO number 3, planet Earth by now should have already transformed completely into Apocalypse. And the oceans should be a river of fire.
And as we know, the timeline is very flexible. So is
Yeah,
it possible that this is happening slightly before Darkseid appears? Maybe. I don't know.
Who the fuck knows?
Maybe the seas weren't affected.
Maybe
That makes no sense, but
no. That's the only thing I could think of because none of this takes place on any dry land whatsoever. We'll have to see eventually.
Well,
it's
actually,
also just a case of like we'll just forget about
it. In the story's defense, because I did just think about this, Zabel is technically supposed to be. Oh my god, this is such a comic book guy thing to say. Zabel is technically in another dimension, so it is separated from our Atlantis. So if you wanted to really like excuse it, Mara's in Zabel the entire time. Maybe Zabel is not infected by Darkseid's thing. Although they did kind of say it affects everything, so in theory all dimensions should be affected, but you know what? Who cares?
That doesn't explain Andy and the other 7 kings and queens. They should all be dead.
The timeline is flexible.
I want an answer, please. Come on.
Maybe this is happening in some other dimension where all
Mr. Adams, explain yourself. But okay, that's neither here nor there, though. I can honestly forgive it and let it go. That's besides the point. What the only other nitpick I have, and just correct me if I'm wrong about this, because I didn't fact check it yet. So Andrina had those pearls that she gave to each of the Zebellians.
Yes.
And it turned them into the Atlanteans that we saw in the Confluence that all perished at the hands of that giant king beast. I don't remember his name now. Dagon, that's it. And they all died. And that's the last time we saw them. But since then, Andrina came back with Justice League Blue to the present day. And then when she came back to this world, then they had the adventure where she was in secret going to that treasure chest that was buried, and in that treasure chest was the pearls that she then used to turn the Zebellians into the Atlanteans.
Yes.
Well, how does that timeline fucking work?
What time? I don't understand. Okay,
time is a circle.
Zebel
this is Jeremy Bearimy.
Zebel is in a pocket dimension in the ocean next to Atlantis. So it's going to be protected from any terraforming that happens on Earth.
I just said. But then Rob was like, how is this
I'm not even talking about that now.
Yeah.
And then the timeline
I'm
thing.
The terraforming.
And then her meeting with the kings that happened in Zebel. So I mean, there's that.
Well,
and
that wasn't necessarily in Zebel.
Yeah, it like I looked at the page again and it just says the Hall of Kingdoms beneath the sea. What?
Yeah,
sea?
that's supposed to be a neutral ground outside of all the kingdoms.
Yeah,
if I remember my Aquaman Rebirth.
I don't remember it.
They also do say, okay, this is a little bit more definitive, and I apologize because I guess I kind of glossed over this page in my summary. But while they're fighting some of the apocalyptic demons, parademons, the location that's given is the surface within Earth's oceans. So they're fighting parademons, but it still very much just looks like normal oceans. So okay,
Fair
maybe
enough.
that is kind of inconsistent.
Who the fuck knows?
Uh,
Yeah, where Andrina is right now, anyway, is supposed to be like neutral ground outside of all the kingdoms.
yeah.
That was the thing that was started. I'm pretty sure in Aquaman Rebirth era comics. So I think that first story arc is what started that whole Seven Kingdoms thing.
I completely forgot about that. I just don't remember that at all.
A lot of that run was forgettable for a lot of people, so I don't blame you.
Are you talking about the Jeff Johnston? I mean, I remember.
No.
like-
It was after it was Jeff Johns was New 52.
Oh, that's probably why. Yeah, because I don't think I
Yeah,
really read that stuff
Aquaman
as well.
Rebirth was hang on. Dan Abnett.
Oh, well, I mean, I remember that stuff, but
Unless it was late New 52,
wait.
but it was definitely
I
during
don't
that
remember-
time.
Yeah, I don't remember Seven. I remember him leading a sort of underground movement against the Atlantean king at the time, but I'm like I had no memory of all these other kings. I gotta.
It was I'm pretty sure it was like near the end of that run. So Dan Abnett wasn't writing it anymore.
Interesting.
It was post that when he got his kingdom back and he wanted to unite the Seven Kingdoms in peace. And it was like one of the last story arcs of the book, if I remember it correctly. I could be getting my timeline wrong, but that's where that all happened. And one of the kingdoms, surprisingly, was the oh my fucking god, what are they called? The trench.
Well, yeah,
The trench.
Remember the trench.
Yeah, the trench queen became one of the royalty of the Seven Kingdoms. The trench had their own kingdom.
Right. Ah, here it is. And now I know why. Because this is Aquaman 61. And I know by that point I was not reading Aquaman anymore.
Yeah, so it was like right near the end of the book. Right when most people kind of jumped off, and when I was like doubling down.
Basically, when Dan Abnett left the book, so did I.
Yeah.
After the Drowned, not the Who song, the event. Listen to that a lot lately. Yeah, no, after that I kind of dropped the book because he had that whole amnesia arc, and I was like, I don't give a fuck. And this was right during the whole Rick Grayson bullshit, so I was like, 2 amnesia stories, nope. So
believe it or not, the Aquaman amnesia story was only slightly better. It wasn't great. I'll give it that. But when he finally came back to Atlantis, the story picked right the fuck up. But by that point, most people had left the book behind.
I just thought that was very fun. I was like, who are these fucking beaver guys? What other kingdoms exist?
Yeah, no, there was like all sorts of fucking wacky ones. But that's when it all happened. Gotcha. And this Hall of Kingdoms is supposed to be neutral ground. Okay. So it's not within any one kingdom. Either that or it's supposed to be like outskirts of Atlantis, something like that. But it's supposed to be like no one kingdom holds this ground.
Okay.
Yeah. So they're all equal. But yeah, that's still like that's my thing now is so Andy got the pearls after coming back from the confluence, but when she got the pearls, then she turned the Zebellians into Atlanteans, and then they got transported to the confluence where they all died, and then she came back to the future or the present day
to
do
you remember when
so
there was a big battle
this
where
happened like before Andy went back to Atlantis, or what? I guess I'm confused. Like, are you saying this? She put the pearls in the Zebellians, and they turned into Atlanteans, and then went back to that alternate timeline.
Well, that's what I took from the book because there was that bright blue flash, and they all disappeared, including Andy. and I took that as that was them going into the blue, where in Dagon's kingdom, and whatever Andy really is part of that, right?
Interesting.
Well, because
So
when
then
Andy,
Atlantis was never there in the first place.
Right. I mean, it's possible that, yeah. I mean, well, I don't know. I guess we'll see. But yeah, I either way, I think that still can make sense. I mean, we never really knew definitively that that future Atlantis that we saw was really an alternate future. It could have just been manufactured. Like maybe Andrina just had these pearls and was
well,
just like using them to manipulate. I don't
there
know.
was a thing that she retrieved from the middle of that fucking street. Remember, there was this big ass battle, and then she went in and she retrieved something, and she was very dark about it. And I said, I don't trust her anymore. You guys
Yeah, and I
remember
think
that?
that's the chest that Rob is
Yeah.
talking about.
I
Yeah,
think
that's what I'm
when
saying.
I think that's when she got the pearls, but that was after this, and I don't think that they got sent like back in time. I feel like these guys are here to fuck with the ocean here. I don't know where they went, and I'm pretty sure that Dagon is dead, but I don't think that they teleported to a different
Well, here's the
place.
thing about, we don't know when in the timeline that whole thing with the Zebellians happened.
What
Yeah.
whole thing with the Zebellians happened?
When she gave them pearls and they turned into the Atlanteans.
I'm gonna assume right
And
after
Nereus
this shit
saw it
happened.
all. Right after what all shit happened.
I'm gonna say that there wasn't a whole lot of time like that passed in between that shit happening and Nereus running into Mara. So I read it as
Oh,
this
so
shit
like
just
really
happened.
close.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because
Fair enough.
he's still tripping, thinking, oh, you're her. And he hasn't even had time to consider that definitely wasn't Mara.
Yeah. Maybe. Who knows? Well, I guess we'll have to see next issue to figure it out. I haven't even gotten into any fucking notes, but that was the most of my notes, basically. Sucks about the Crab King because he was actually one of my favorite kings. I wonder what the fuck Andrina really is. So yeah, that's the gist of it. I had those two nitpicks, but we'll have to see. Hopefully, more answers next issue. For now, it's going to get an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. I knew it. Andrina isn't a good guy. Nope, nope, nope. There was so much to this issue, like so much, but it never felt like too much. I'll admit, I feel for Nereus. I always had to do a double take with the scene change just to make sure it was Andrina or Mara. But that really works for the story. I absolutely love the art, and the art changes throughout, depicting the flashbacks included. This was wonderfully crafted. Grade A shit. I love the Aquaman book. This creative team is on fire. I can't get enough of it. Another 9 out of 10 from me.
Right on.
All right. Guess that takes us to Batman and Robin.
That it does.
Has this been changing? No, it has not been changing. Okay. Batman and Robin, written by people I did not write down. God damn it.
No, one of them
Written
is at
by
least Phil
Philip
Kennedy
Kennedy Johnson.
Well,
Pico
right.
CO.
But I got it. I
Evan
got it.
Cagle?
Stops.
I lost
It's
my
not
damn
Pico
tab
Osio, is
around here. There we go. Batman and Robin. I think it's at the very beginning. Nope, it's at the very end. Where the fuck is the credits page? God damn it. Oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. Written by Philip Kennedy Johnson with art by Fico Ocio and colors by Marcelo Malo. Lettering from Steve Wands with a Nemit Malavia cover. There we go. Beautiful. That went off without a hitch. Wesker is in the back seat, has been for a while. Scarface is the one controlling things, and he's decided he's going to take over territory from Penguin and Two-Face, and he's not going to ask nicely. Meanwhile, Penguin has decided that he's going to stir some shit up by making an appearance at the Sacred Heart Valentine's fundraiser. While all of that is going on, we get Batman and Robin sneaking into the Quiet Man's cell in Blackgate while there's guards there holding him in solitary until they get word from Penguin to kill him. Batman and Robin lay out the whole deal to the Quiet Man, telling him everything that they know. His name is Mercer. He found a metric buttload of silver coins, made a deal to sell it to Falcone because after he left the military, a friend of him hooked him up driving a truck. The deal was set, but ambushed by the ventriloquist. The Quiet Man filled in the rest. He liked the job because it was quiet and uneventful, so much so that he felt comfortable enough bringing his kid with him, like he did that day. Alvin, his son, was in the trunk when the ventriloquist shot it up and he saw him die. And then someone drove away with the truck and he never got to see the body again. Batman and Robin realized the ventriloquist, to make a major display of power, is going to publicly assassinate the Penguin at the fundraiser. Meanwhile, the Quiet Man overhears the guards talking about where the Penguin is, and he breaks out and heads there as well. We haven't seen Scarface in a little bit, so in case anybody is reading it and is wondering why he says better and bird and other words using a G instead of a B, and that's because that's how ventriloquists do it. This issue turned up the heat. There's 3,000 people there at that fundraiser, with the Penguin's guns on the inside, the ventriloquist's guns on the outside, the Quiet Man approaching, and Batman and Robin about to drop in from the sky. These people are gonna get their money's worth. The story's what's really driving me here. Finding out what happened with his son, that was, forgive me, but super satisfying. Not saying it's great, but I'm glad we got the story. Robin is right. Mercer is Damian, and Bruce just broke. Hint, hint, absolute Batman. Broke Bruce would just be the Punisher. The art is on fire every issue, quite literally in this issue. The colors are just so dynamic over the illustration that it's hard not to fall in love with it. Even the violent scenes are pretty. This was pivotal, action-packed, mystery unraveling, and absolutely engaging. I sound like I'm crazy, but for me, I might be. It's another 9 out of 10.
Nice. I think I must have skipped last month's issue because I was very confused when I read this one, but I think I got to go back and reread that. But yeah, solid stuff. I don't know. I feel like I can't really give it a fair review because the last thing I remember they had teamed up with John and Superman. So I was like, what?
Oh yeah,
happened?
you missed
Something?
Yeah,
you missed a fun.
You missed where Two-Face and Two-Face and Penguin went after to attack the ventriloquist, and ended up he got broke out after the Quiet Man tried to get him, and then everything went to shit, and that's when Batman figured it all out.
So you can remember all of that from a month ago, but you can't remember some of the other stuff that we're talking about?
Yeah. I don't get to fucking pick, man.
Say it. I'm like, you were on that.
Yeah, like wild.
It's a damn good story. What can I say?
Okay, all right, yeah. I'm calling you out next time. You're like, I don't know who this is. Yeah, okay.
I don't know.
You just summarized that flawlessly. I assume. I don't know. I clearly I haven't read it, so I can't say. Maybe it's
I've
all
got a
wrong.
visitor.
I mean, it's close. Hello, co-host. Hi.
I think
You gonna talk about some comic books, Haley?
Who's your favorite superhero?
him.
That's a closet.
No, the guy.
Green Lantern? Sinestro?
Yeah.
We have to do some talking because that's.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Wasn't it Wonder Woman? Didn't she
She's-
love Wonder Woman?
Yeah.
She's trying to
Yeah.
tell you that you need to start parenting by submission through fear.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, go back to Greenie.
I'm sorry. I don't want to.
I know. I'll be done soon.
If ever there was a cue that we're going for too long.
Right? It's time to get off the podcast, Dad. All right,
Don't
well,
be
that was Batman and Robin from
Don't be
me.
like
What
that,
did
man.
you think about it, Rob?
Pretty much said everything I could say about it. Like it was a fantastic issue. This story is just crazy. I think there's only one or two issues left for Johnson's run,
Yeah.
so I'm kind of no, she's okay. Just kind of bummed that it's going to be ending soon, but this is fantastic. 9 out of 10 as well.
I want to walk.
I think next month is the last issue. I think. I can't remember. If this is part 5, then yeah, part 6 is probably the end.
All right, well then, Rob. Oh, well, that's not gonna work. I was gonna have Rob talk to us about Agent Clark or Agent Grayson, or I mean, Action Comics. But he's gone. All right, so then that means that you and I need to talk about pushing his ass to get a passport.
Oh, jeez. I mean, I'm sure
the
it's in
man
the
hasn't
works.
even applied for one yet.
I don't know what the Canadian process is like. It could be extremely time consuming. So I mean, it sure as shit wasn't easy getting my passport.
No?
Yeah, no. I mean, well, it was more so like just the application package you have to put together to get a new passport, not even to get your passport renewed, like to just get a new one is so detailed and so meticulous. Like you need to have these exact forms, you need to have them signed in this exact way, you need to have a check for a certain amount or like a mail order for a certain amount, so you have to go out and get one of those. Like it's just ridiculous. And so when I showed up at the when I had my date and I showed up at the USPS, even the lady working the desk was like, "Oh, you really did your homework." I was like, you are not sending me home without saying my application was like set through. I'm not fucking coming back here and having to wait another 2 to 3 weeks before I can schedule an appointment. Like, you're taking this application. I don't care what I have to do." And they almost were like, you have your student ID as like your secondary one. We would really prefer this one. I was like, don't start. Just take it. Like, let's get this done.
Just take it.
I was like, well, it was worse too because I knew I'd be traveling out of the country that summer. I was like, you're taking this fucking form. Like, I'm getting this passport. It's happening.
I wonder what it's like living in a country that doesn't have the Patriot Act.
Shit, man.
Do you
Rob
want me to
can tell
answer
us,
that?
I don't know.
It's a lot better.
Peaceful.
All this goddamn extra scrutiny.
Yeah, I'm fucking saying, man. I might be a terrorist.
Yeah, I might be.
All right, Rob. You
All
want to
right.
talk to us about Agent Clark?
Like Agent Grayson, but
You got it.
not as cool. Yeah.
Agent Grayson, but this cover is clearly a throwback to everyone's favorite title, Our Army at War.
Yeah.
boy.
I think this is more Mark Wade's pitch for a military book to come back to the stands.
Hey, DC next level. Hand
Yeah.
hands, you
Our
know?
Army at War. Oh my God, that'd be. Shit, there's
If
your
ever-
Dennis Stamp book, man.
Oh shit, yeah. Oh, that's
Wait, hold
brilliant.
on.
That would be.
Damn
Oh
it.
my god! Wait,
Can
that could be,
somebody
dude. It could be
explain to
like
me why we don't have a sergeant oh
Rock.
god damn it.
I mean, we're only
Sergeant
just
Rock.
now getting a
Yeah.
Firestorm book.
A
Man.
Sergeant
Right.
Rock and Nick
Sergeant
Fury
Rock.
crossover, like OG Nick Fury.
Oh
That
man,
would be
well,
amazing.
shit. Yeah, that should be one of the crossovers. But
Written by Bruce
Uh,
Campbell because he did such a good job on that Sergeant
Yeah.
Rock mini.
oh man, yeah.
Ever
That would
since
be
that
so
mini, I've
cool.
been wanting more from him, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Anywho, yeah, my daughter really wants me, so I'm gonna get to this book.
All right, let's get this
Yeah.
done. We got 2 books
Oh.
left. Rock and roll. Baby.
Action Comics number 1094. This is our Superboy at War. This is written by Mark Waid with art from Patricio Del Pesce. Letters from Steve Wands and the cover from Ryan Sook. So Clark is busy being Superboy around Smallville, helping the citizens wherever he can, even helping stock the library. He even talked to a billionaire named Robert Queen into donating a few hundred new books to the library. There's a
Sweet.
name drop if
Cool.
I've ever seen one.
Right? That one's
Right.
like deep pocket.
And he spends his off time spending time with Lana Lang, even going to her house to study. And her mother gets along with him really well. She's really nice, but there's her dad who's just a little suspect. Is always seemingly taking notes every time he comes over, and apparently has some secrets too. But we'll find out about that later on. Not this issue, but later on in the run. On the way home from a brief study session at Lana's, he gets a signal from the signal watch that General Lane has. General Lane has a mission of national importance, and he wants Superboy to suit up in army gear, basically, with a fluorescent Superman logo, or S shield, I guess I'll call it, because he's not Superman at the time, on the bulletproof vest. He needs to head into Medora to help free some agents, and as well as liberate some weapons and weapon engineers, aka Dr. Silas Stone. Another name drop, if for those that are in the know.
Happens to him either.
Yeah. Yeah, so Clark heads on over there as fast as he can and crashes quite hard, almost knocking out all the soldiers, because as soon as he entered Medora airspace, he got really dizzy and can't actually hear anything, but he is able to be excuse me, a bulletproof vest, a living bulletproof vest, really a shield for all the soldiers, except there was a pilot that was killed before he even got there. It's hard for Clark to deal with because he's never seen a fresh dead body before. And he can't quite fly, so he's jumping the pilot to a safe area. Speeds on back to the other soldiers and does what he can to save them from the barrage of bullets. They're still getting hit, though, periodically, so he digs a tunnel underground, basically a trench, to get them back to the helicopter to get them out safely. It's officially a failed mission until Clark gets his microscopic and X-ray vision on the go and finds Dr. Stone. So he heads in there ASAP, still disoriented and still deaf. Finds out that this is all happening due to a device that Dr. Stone created. It's a hypersonic device that is able to mess with soldiers that the Medoran army are going to use in a coming war with the United States and any other enemy that they so choose. Because Superboy has heightened senses, it affects him even more so than it does a regular human. He's begging them to shut it off before he just unleashes what I can only describe as a sonic scream, where he destroys the machine in a giant uh, scream from himself, knocking all the Medoran soldiers on their bums and knocking a lot of them unconscious at the same time. Dr. Stone had gotten safely behind him for the time being. He is no longer disoriented, can hear things perfectly fine, drapes the dead pilot in his cape, and brings that pilot back home. Back home himself in Smallville, he's just trying to deal with what he went through, and it's kind of hard for a teenager to go through that war. As we all know by now, PTSD is a real thing, and young soldiers from all times and eras just dealt with a lot of mental anguish. But this is harder for even Clark because he has no one to talk to about what he's going through, keeping his superpowers a secret, even to his best friend Pete Ross, who he confides everything to. They go on a brief camping trip together to just try and get away from the world and rekindle some friendship and be buds again until in the middle of the night, Clark hears some people screaming for help because they're being attacked by bears. He quickly deals with them and then heads back to the campsite, debating if he should tell Pete, his best friend, about his secret. Decides, no, how can I do that? It's too much of a burden because it's the biggest secret in the world. I shouldn't burden with him with that. He can never know. As he returns to the campsite, changes back into his Clark clothes, goes back to sleep as the lightning strikes, and we see Pete was awake the whole time. Next issue, Truth and Consequences. Hell of an issue. I did not know what to expect with this one, Superboy at War. But honestly, best case scenario. Um, Loved it. The hypersonic machine was, I think, as best a foil as you can have for Superboy in a war zone. Um, Weaken him a bit where he needs to deal with things at a soldier level instead of a superhero level. Um, and this tease with Pete Ross has got me very curious. And the tease with Lana's father has me even more curious. That's supposedly maybe happening in a few issues. Who knows? But whatever that could be has got me very, very curious. But for now, art was fantastic. Story was really cool. It's getting a 9 out of 10 from me.
Yeah, 8.5 for me. Really solid stuff. um, Loving the personal drama, personal turmoil that Clark is going through, stepping into the shoes of of a soldier for the first time. And I think really goes to show like just how differently Clark views being kind of Superboy versus having to go into a battle zone. Like that little, it's a minor moment, but like Clark at the end kind of, it looks like he's throwing out like a video game or something. Like, oh, I've seen the real shit. I don't really want to. I don't want to do this anymore, you know. And carrying that burden and everything is just the writing is just really good. And interesting seeing Mark Waid explore that because I knew this favor was going to be called in soon, but what direction it would take, I wasn't really sure. And yeah, the tease at the end with Pete is interesting. It's almost like maybe a callback to some of the old Superboy status quos where I think Pete and Lana knew that Clark was Superboy, but they didn't want to tell him. I think that's what the status quo was, if I remember correctly. So maybe he's kind of trying to do a version of that, which could be interesting. Like he's aware or now has become aware that Clark is Superboy, but maybe won't be prepared to tell him. Could be, who knows? Anyway, overall, great stuff, and really like this art. Patricio De Pelce. Did not realize he also was a penciler as well. Like I've seen him color a few projects, but he's got some really solid chops. He's got a very classic look to it. So, good stuff.
Yeah, I think it's noteworthy that Lewis Lang was taking notes when Clark came over. I
Yeah.
definitely think Pete realizes that Clark is Superboy. That's what it looked like in that last panel. The art was good. I think the story was okay. There's just not a lot of grab your attention stuff here. You got to be really into Superboy to like the downswings of his run. It it wasn't bad. It's not just a comic book. I'll give it a 7 out of 10.
Right on.
Nice. Whew. And our
All
last
right.
book of the night, I think. Uh, am,
Yes.
am I right? I don't think there's anything else.
Oh,
No,
that's it.
that's it.
That's all I read. So yeah, KO number 3, brought to us by Mr. Scott Snyder, with some additional assistance from Josh Williamson on the interlude. You can very much tell what that is. with art by Javier Fernandez and Zermanico lending a hand on that interlude as well. Colors all by Alejandro Sanchez and letters by Hassan Otsmane Elhau. This is the, I guess, third round of our fight, and opens very briefly with Superman having a very peaceful image of the future and the utopia of what could be, and him kind of knowing that he should turn away from this vision and brace himself for what is to come, but it's just too dang pretty to look at, and he can't help himself, and he's ripped out of the dream. And the first thing that he looks at is Lex Luthor's smug, stupid fucking face. So the Heart of Apocalypse welcomes the surviving challengers to the next round. It informs them that this third round will be a team up, a 2-on-2 for each of the contenders. And like I mentioned in our Aquaman review, they are allowed to pick any of the previous fighters who did not make it past the round to join them on their fight, with the exception of Joker, who apparently has charged up so much Omega energy that he is able to pick a fighter not just from the previous roster, but from all of reality, basically, from all realms. So they all choose their respective fighters. Guy, in a rather surprising choice, chooses Hal Jordan, though we kind of get an explanation for that later. Clark ends up choosing Shazam. Lex chooses Supergirl, though we'll explain that one later. As we mentioned, Aquaman chooses Hawkman. Wonder Woman chooses Big Barda. Cyborg chooses Connor Hawk. Zatanna chooses John Constantine because X's ride hard, I guess. And Joker chooses someone that we'll get to later, but a surprise team member to choose with them. So we basically follow the 2-on-2 fights throughout the issue, where Guy and Hal are now challenging Clark and Shazam, or the Captain. Carter and Arthur are fighting Lex Luthor and Supergirl. Barda and Wonder Woman are fighting Cyborg and Connor Hawk. And Zatanna and Constantine are fighting Joker. And what initially proves to be a fake out is the Batman Who Laughs, which I'm sure got a groan from everyone who flipped to that page, only to find out it's not really the Batman Who Laughs.
It's even worse.
Is none other than Mr. Mixius Pitalik, who has endowed Joker with his powers so that he can once more become Emperor Joker. You know that terrible story? I'm sure Glenn is screaming because he actually likes that one. I was like, what are we doing here? Anyway, so the fights continue with each of the various teams fighting against each other. We do get a bit of an explanation as to why Connor was chosen among all people that Cyborg could have chosen. Basically, Connor's one of the best fighters that's out there, but also he's one of the most unique fighters, and that his unpredictability really gives him an upper hand. So Cyborg is able to use that, download it into his own programming, while also upgrading Connor with some nanites as well, so they can be a real, like, fighting duo, I suppose. As expected, Emperor Joker makes kind of quick work of Zatanna and Constantine. Is that just going to be running the whole time?
I didn't realize y'all could hear it.
Going on with the I
Rob
can stop
just pointed
talking
at the
if you
fan.
want.
You said the same thing. I saw his Discord.
Yeah. I was like, I can stop talking.
Nope, I did not realize that was coming through. My bad.
But yeah, anyway, so yeah, basically they're all duking it out, and despite their best efforts, it would appear that Connor and Cyborg just can't quite compete with the Barda and Wonder Woman team up, especially when Wonder Woman does kind of a combo with Barda with her bracelets and a very powerful blast that knocks the two of them out. And like I said, Zatanna and Constantine eventually succumb to the Joker's influence before Mixius Pitalik basically requests that Joker send it back to his realm, which he does, which only leaves one more fight: Clark and Shazam versus Guy and Hal. And at first, feels like they're kind of getting the upper hand, the Lanterns, that is, when Hal hits him with a rather dirty trick, a construct of the Black Mercy, which gets Clark for a little bit before basically Clark breaks free of it, recalling a memory of the game night with Bruce and Diana, where Lois kind of tells him, like, Bruce, he's the kind of guy who pushes people to win out of love. And yeah, it seems kind of weird, but like he does it with intention. But sometimes you just got to get out there and do what needs to be done. And you're kind of the guy who really likes seeing other people win. And sometimes that's not always the best strategy, but it is what it is. So basically, go out there, be Superman, be who you're supposed to be. And that's kind of the thing. That message is what breaks him out of his Black Mercy vision, which we see for only a brief moment as he's like, basically his influence has spread throughout the future, and it's the best case scenario. But even as he breaks out of that Black Mercy vision, he's still kind of thinking about that future and thinking about the kind of future that he could create if he were to be the victor of the whole tournament. And that's when he kind of unleashes and really kind of goes all out in the midst of everything. I should also mention that during the Supergirl and Lex Luthor team up, Supergirl immediately turns on Lex in a very funny moment. But
Yeah.
Lex, having plans upon plans, kind of counted upon that and made his own kryptonite that would then cause Kara to basically Hulk out and immediately knock out Carter and Arthur, respectively. So they win their team up, or really more like Lex wins that round, while Superman really is going all out in this one. And that's when we reveal Superman's reason for choosing Captain Marvel, which basically was he wanted to have that Captain Marvel power up. So we get our Superman, but with Captain Marvel power up moment, and basically he just plows through the Lanterns in a second, which allows him to pass on to the next round. Although as he finishes his work, looks over and sees that Lex has also won, and seemingly is a bit upset by that, because what Lex is showing is not disappointment that Superman has made it to the next round, but admiration, presumably because Superman is given in to his kind of I want to win instincts. So the Heart of Apocalypse then booms them to the next round, which we see is none other than Earth itself, although you would not be mistaken for thinking it's Apocalypse, because like Rob mentioned earlier, Earth is Apocalypse now and very much has taken that form. And so for their, I guess, seemingly last round or penultimate round, they now have to face off against Earth Apocalypse's champions, which we reveal are none other than the absolute versions of our Trinity as well as Booster Gold. So that's a hell of a cliffhanger to end our third issue on. I thought this was super fun. Great way to execute the next round, having those team ups and seeing some characters return. But really, Superman was the star of the show for this particular round, and seeing him get to that point where he's like, you know what, maybe I do want to win. Like, fuck it. Maybe my vision is the best vision. Is he giving in to Apocalypse a little bit, or I don't know? Does he really just believe that he's the best candidate to be King Omega? Is he finally giving in to that belief? So all very interesting. But yeah, no, Superman was definitely the star of the show in this one. And really loved seeing that kind of moment at the end where he overcomes the Black Mercy. So I had a lot of fun with this one. Hell of a cliffhanger to lead us into next month. I don't know how they're going to have that first interaction of Superman and his absolute counterpart, Wonder Woman counterpart, but I'm sure it'll be a hell of a thing. So yeah, this one gets an 8.5 out of 10 for me. Really solid stuff overall.
Man, I'm left asking who has to face who. What is round 4 going to be like? Contestant versus contestant, or a free for all? Our heroes versus the absolute people. What one would expect is like Batman versus Joker, Clark Diana, and I guess that leaves Lex versus Booster side, but that makes me think it won't be that at all. I don't know what it is, but I don't think it's going to be that. I think the art
Maybe
is good
just
throughout.
take out one of the champions and you make it to the next round. Could be not
Could be.
necessarily set matches, just kill one of them, you know, or
Something,
take out.
man. I think the art is good throughout the whole thing. There were some panels I wish had more detail, but overall, it was great. Story was pretty good. It's the best, in my opinion, the best issue of KO itself out of the KO series so far. I enjoyed it, and I gave it an 8.25 out of 10.
I agree with everything above, except my score is a heck of a lot higher.
As is per the usual.
I'm right away giving it. I'm still debating between 8.75 and a 9 because I'm just I drank the fucking Kool-Aid on this action figure scenario, man. I'm just all fucking for it. This one was crazy. This one was wild. Batman Who Laughs. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it, but I could hear the collective groans across the planet at the same time.
Can you hear the groan from me knowing that McFarlane is not going to produce a DC KO line?
Right?
That really fucking bums me out, man.
Yeah, that's actually kind of annoying.
I
Why'd you have to bum me out, Josh?
Because I'm like hoping that you could use some of that reckless optimism of yours to put positive energy out into the world that Mattel will.
Oh, Mattel might. Mattel definitely might. I could even give you even more reckless optimism and say that, you know, McFarlane's not quite done yet. There might be a couple. We got Superman figures before the movie came out, so
that's true. That's true. I don't need another Emperor Joker figure made, but the rest of them would be fucking dope.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so like Batman Who Laughs was neither here nor there for me, but Mix's Pitlick was fucking awesome. That was pretty cool. All of the fights I thought were really awesome. I liked them all. Thought each one kind of used each fighter fittingly. The only one that was kind of weird was Lex and Supergirl teaming up. Twitch.
Yeah, I looked at it and I'm like, wait, my first thought was, is this Supergirl or is this Matrix?
No, I mean,
boy, it had to be a previous fighter. So
yeah, it had to be the Supergirl because it was the one that was already in the tournament, but it led to a funny conversation. No,
that's because they said Joker was the only
right.
God, Josh, is like you need to read the issue. Come on.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. It has to come out of you at least once. It's like the goblin self that I have to keep inside. I'm sure you both feel the same way. It's like I can't let the beast out of its cage because it will never go back.
Don't do it.
I will just be correcting people endlessly as the universe intended, but I must contain myself. Anyway,
exactly.
These are the conversations I have with myself when I'm
See, that's when you need to get on Discord and have them with us because we'll enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I could pull out my phone more discreetly, perhaps I would. I mean, more like when I wake up in the morning.
Oh, I mean, obviously the solution here is to sign up for the Neuralink program.
Oh God, I'm not putting that shit in my brain. Look, I'm already paranoid about the zombie apocalypse, and I know that's probably never going to happen. The last thing I need is some tech overriding my brain and turning me into a Borg drone or something.
My man, with RFK in charge of the CDC, a zombie outbreak is 10 times more likely now.
Oh God.
That's a damn shame.
I don't know. That's a whole other tangent I could go on. I've had like this irrational fear that at some point in my lifetime the zombie apocalypse is going to happen.
You need to get a sword.
I thought we were close with COVID. It's a good thing you guys didn't know me then, because I would have shut up about that. But I don't know why. It's like this weird fear that I have, like it's just gonna happen. It's probably because I've watched too many zombie movies.
Right.
Anyway, it's not
Well,
like I
on
want
that on that fun note, we should let Rob get back to his kit. Let's
Yeah,
head
the
off
last
with
thing I
our
was gonna
top
say
three.
was
Go ahead.
with Lex. It led to a fun conversation I had online about who is more OP with prep time, Batman or Lex Luthor. And I think in this situation is definitely Lex Luthor, because when the fuck did he have the foresight, let alone the time, to cultivate a combination of like 4 different strains of kryptonite on the off chance you would need to have a Kryptonian go berserk?
You have to
That
assume
sounds like
that
a Batman kind of thing.
Electro's suit can
Yeah.
store anything, probably does. And so I'm sure
Mm.
in the back of his mind, he's like, there will be a scenario where I will need to influence a Kryptonian of some kind. It could be Clark, could be
Yep.
the girl, could be the boy.
Need a
One
little
of
bit
them
of
anyway.
red, a
Could be
little
the
bit
other
of
boy.
black, a little bit of
Boy.
silver. Gonna fuck some shit up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just like any Kryptonian that I would need to manipulate. So
Right.
that was his rationale. You know,
I
this
guess-
is Lex. He's got plans within plans. You're playing 4D chess. He's playing 8D chess.
8D chess. Oh my god. I can already hear him with his like evil mind. The way you described it could be Clark, could be the girl, could be the boy, could be the other boy, could be the Asian one.
Yep.
Or I could take your
I've got
fucking
plans
dog.
for them all. I just
Yeah.
know if there is a Kryptonian that I can manipulate, I've already got the tools to do it.
It might be the dog.
You say that
Could
as
be
though
the
you
dog.
haven't thought the same way, but I know you
Yes,
have.
100%.
Especially when you
Mm.
dressed up as Lex. When you put on that suit, your brain just it becomes a different
mean,
person.
If I'd met any Superman besides the one cosplaying as an evil Superman, maybe. But that Superman I felt a kinship with.
I can understand that.
Yeah. I want to see Lex fighting Zod now, but that's a side we don't have time
Man.
for. Yeah, so this issue I'm just gonna give a straight up 9 because fucking hell yeah.
Hell yeah. All right, and that'll take us to our tippity top 3. I'll kick us off with Batman and Robin number 29 in third place. Second place will go to Aquaman number 13, and in first, Green Lantern Corps number 12. And my favorite moment, I'll give you a peek here. It is when Damian confronting Bruce about Mercer being just like them. Ballsy, accurate, and actual. In universe, not just in friends talking about it in person or on Reddit. I loved it. That was my favorite moment. What about you guys? Top 3 and faves.
For me, I had a toss up between 2 and 3, but I'll say Action Comics number 3, DCKO at number 2, Batman and Robin definitely number 1 though, because that was just a stellar fucking story. Favorite moment though, I gotta let my inner weeaboo go crazy and say the fusion of Superman and the Captain, because as somebody on the Dragon Ball subreddit pointed out, he's
Ugh.
wearing Potara.
What?
And Josh and others that don't know what Potara is, in the Dragon Ball universe, I know Brandon knows what it is. It's earrings that when 2 people put them on opposite ears, one on the left and the other one on the right, they fuse into a new being.
I need to see
And
this.
It's just
It's
the
just
artist just
oh
giving
my
more Dragon Ball references, and it's
Oh.
all for Superman, and I fucking love it.
Also, him just like powered up with the crackling energy and everything.
I mean, it looks
Such
super
a-
cool.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
such a Saiyan kind of power up.
Yeah,
Man,
it's so freaking good. Like we always talk about Goku versus Superman. Nah, man, give me Shazam powered Superman versus
Yeah.
Vegito.
so what are we gonna call this one? Captain Superman?
Catman,
Catman?
Catman? No, I gotta veto that one.
Super Tan,
Can we call him Super Billy?
Super Billy.
Oh, Billy.
No, but he's not Billy. He's the captain.
Captain Man.
So I'm saying Captain Superman.
Captain Superman.
Although Captain Superman sounds more like a Captain America Superman fusion.
But
Shaw
what about,
Man.
I guess
Why
that's
not-
technically Super Soldier.
Super
not-
Zam.
why not
Super
just
Super
Captain Man?
Captain.
He's Captain Man.
Yes, my favorite character,
Captain
man.
Man. Captain
Not
Man.
Captain Man. Captain Man.
Man.
Captain Man.
Yeah.
Is one word.
Yes.
Callie.
Hyphenated.
Clark. Kal-El and Billy. Callie.
Well,
Callie. Bill L.
it sounds like a girl's name.
Well, that's better than Blark.
Oh God. Yes, Blark, my favorite Spaceballs
Oh.
character.
Bill L.
Bill L. That
Bill
sounds
L.
like Clark's Kryptonian next door neighbor that drinks too much beer. Hey, Bill L, let's go in
Hey,
there, bud.
Will. How's it going?
It's Clark's fucking drunk uncle who's got 4
Yeah.
pickups out in the front yard. None of them run.
Sounds like Barney from The Simpsons.
It's Clark when he moved to Arkansas that one summer and
Oh,
he was
Jesus.
on King of the Hill.
Yeah.
Said, "Oh no."
That was in Arkansas, wasn't that? Where was King of the Hill?
It was in Texas, right?
Texas. my
Texas?
man.
Oh shit. Well, I don't know why I thought Arkansas. Duh, I should have known. Propane. Shit. Anyway, that's enough about
propane
it.
accessories.
Thank you very much.
All right, now it's time for a break.
For
Never
Brandon's
going to
top
get it.
three.
Never going to get it.
Oh gosh, yes, it is. I totally
It
forgot.
is time
Um,
for your top 3 and favorite moment, Brandon.
Yes.
Yeah, Brandon.
Number 3, I had Batman and Robin. Or wait, no. I think I was confused by that one. No, number 3, I had. What did I have?
Don't sneeze.
Number 2, DCKO. But number 1 this week's actually going to go to Action Comics. I just have really been enjoying this Superboy arc, and this was a nice pivot to this kind of war-focused, soldier-focused issue. But my favorite moment, it's brutal because Rob kind of stole it already.
Sorry.
So
You
I
let your
guess I gotta
idiot
pick
do
a
out
new
as well.
one. So
you could also say fusion, ha, and
Fusion,
join it
man.
with me.
I would love to, but I gotta,
Neither
I gotta
one of you guys are wearing earrings. Doesn't count.
No,
for
there's
this
two
one-
types of. Actually, Josh, there's two types of fusion. There's Potara fusion, and there's the fusion dance.
No, there's fusion earrings and fusion hats.
Oh my fucking god! You and your hats.
No, I'll give my favorite moment this week to the Barda Wonder Woman combo.
Hell yeah!
That was
So
pretty
it was
sick.
out.
Just doing that, like Sonic Boom. There needs to be a
Sonic
name for
Boom.
that, like there is for the
The Barda
fastball
boom.
X-Men. But
It's the
I know.
guile maneuver.
the Kyle maneuver.
Sonic boom.
Or what about the Scream of the Gods? There's a
Ooh.
grand name for you.
I like Barda boom.
Barda boom.
Barda Boom sounds like
Barda bing.
Barda
Barda boom.
let one rip, and I don't know.
I told. That's what happened.
That
the
sounds
one
like,
time she ate Green Arrow's chili.
That sounds like at the free household, Scott was like, "Dang, who let one rip in the bathroom?" And I was like, "Sorry." Had to
That was
drop
just
a
my
Barda
Barda boom.
Yeah.
This is my Barda boom. Took out a moon.
Look, sometimes you have some Taco Bell a little too late at night. It just leaves a mess.
It's like, God damn it, Scott! I gotta run for the border. And on that note, what are we gonna do with our favorite covers this week, guys?
Oh god!
Green Lantern Corps, Aquaman, Batman and Robin, Action Comics, and DCKO with a page flipped open, and you get the Barda Boom.
I like all the covers. I'm kind of torn between two right now. If I can say with Aquaman, it is really nice, but it looks like Medusa fighting Medusa on Atalan. And there's just so much red hair. It's almost too much.
Medusa.
but I'm kind of torn between Batman and Robin and Green Lantern Corps. Batman and Robin because it's such a dynamic cover and it looks really cool. And Green Lantern Corps has been so long since I've seen all those characters together. And also Razor's there. So I might just give it to Green Lantern Corps because Razor's there. And I know one of y'all are going to pick Batman and Robin, so I'll be satisfied.
I was gonna pick Green Lantern Corps.
Oh, God damn it, Brandon.
Okay,
I'll pick Batman and Robin.
Oh, man. No, it's fine. It's fine. I do really like Green Lantern Corps. I just love I don't know what it is, like a really expressive fight cover will always win for me. And like everyone is just pissed. And then you have Jess in the middle, like, oh, does everyone want to calm down? Like,
Right.
Sinestro and Indigo are ready to throw hands. But if I had to pick another one, I will go with Action Comics because that one is also pretty dynamic. Can't go wrong with a nice rhinestone cover.
Hell yeah.
And though I will say that this is absolutely fucking beautiful. Technically, it's not the cover. So I am going to go with Batman and Robin. Jesus Christ, that's gorgeous.
Right.
So good. Try to find something wrong on that fucking cover.
Very good.
You're not gonna.
No.
All right, guys. I think that is it, and that is all. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We will be back next week covering all of DC's weekly releases. Same Geek time, same Geek channel, where you will finally realize that I've been here the whole time. That's for
Sorry,
the
that
show.
catchphrase is copywritten. You're about to be charged $500.
Nonsense. We're getting out of here, so you'll have to as well. Be careful out there. And remember, in the Geek Matrix, everybody has a home. In the Geek Matrix, you are not alone.
Peace.